Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Ann Arbor, Michigan for the opening game of a 3-game series between the visiting Indiana Hoosiers and the Michigan Wolverines. It's a classic Ann Arbor spring day, low 60s, cloudy skies, and some wind blowing the straightaway center field. Absolutely perfect for a high-scoring game and a little bit of evening baseball. The Indiana Hoosiers come into this game with an overall record of 20-24 and are 6-9 in Big Ten play, yet are starting to play some good ball, having won 7 of their last 9. Michigan enters today sporting a 23-18 record, 9-6 in Big Ten play, and winners of 9 of their last 13, although they are coming off a deflating series loss in West Lafayette against Purdue last week. With only a few Big Ten series left, this series is absolutely critical in terms of seeding for the Big Ten tournament and a great opportunity for both teams to make a final season push. Joining me on the call today is the one and only Owen Klein. Owen, how are we doing today?
Daniel, I'm phenomenal. I'm phenomenal. On the bump today for the Wolverines is Connor O'Halloran. Diehard fans remember his stellar outing a couple months back. I believe he had 10-plus strikeouts, only a few hits.
Yep.
And, we're getting to the point in the season where every game sort of matters. Baseball is a long game, a lot of games in the season. It can get boring at times, depending on who you ask. But now, every game can be looked at as a must-win. Indiana sitting at 20-24. Michigan, on the other hand, sitting at
23-8.
That is correct. Thank you for that.
It's a critical series.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of the Big Ten standings. Michigan 9-6, as I mentioned. Indiana 6-9. But 3 games to flip it all around. Michigan can push themselves from 9-6 to 12-6 if they sweep the series. Indiana can get themselves back to 500 with the series sweep here, but it's all about continuing the momentum that both of these teams have been building over the past couple weeks or so. As I mentioned before, both teams been winning games a lot recently. And here we go. Connor O'Halloran on the bump for Michigan. He's got a 4.21 ERA this year, 4 wins, 3 losses, and 12 appearances. And batting for Indiana, leading it off, is the center fielder batting right-handed Bobby Whalen.
Whalen hits it at 330. And the top of this Hoosier lineup is scary. They put the bat on the ball all above 300, first 3 hitters. So it's critical that throughout this game, O'Halloran takes care of the top of the order.
The windup and the first pitch from O'Halloran. Catches the inside corner for strike 1, and an excellent start for Connor O'Halloran.
The way to attack the righty inside. O'Halloran just going right at him. Whalen, obviously, like we said, is 330. Way to be aggressive if you're Connor.
O'Halloran with the windup and the 0-1. Fastball inside again is fouled out toward the parking lot.
Watch those cars.
Hopefully we do not hear a car horn here in a minute, but that was pretty much a pitch in the same spot inside part of the plate. A little two-seam fastball there from O'Halloran. Tied up Whalen. It's now 0-2. And here's the third pitch. O'Halloran got him looking. Curveball on the outside of the plate. 1 down and quickly for Michigan.
You couldn't have had a better at-bat if you're O'Halloran, right? First 3 pitches. That's embarrassing if you're a hitter. I remember going up there. The last thing you wanted to do was strike it on 3 pitches. And to get a guy that hits 330, excellent start here by Michigan. O'Halloran specifically.
O'Halloran working quickly. The next batter for Indiana takes an inside fastball. It's Hunter Jesse, the left fielder, batting lefty.
Similar strategy. O'Halloran attacking Jesse inside.
O'Halloran with the 0-1-0. It's a little upstairs, now 2-0. Good eye there from Jesse. Hunter Jesse hitting .339 this year, 3 home runs. And O'Halloran fires the 2-0. Fouled back. Up and over our heads here in the booth. Makes it 2-1. That's 3 straight fastballs to Hunter Jesse here, as Connor O'Halloran looks to get out number 2 in the bottom of the first, and he throws the 2-1. And this ball is laced into left field. And Hunter Jesse, first base hit of the day, And O'Halloran got caught leaking a fastball over the middle of the plate there.
Yeah, just a beautiful piece of hitting there by Jesse. Waited for his pitch, got it, drove it in between the gap between short and third. You know, it says a lot. If you're a hitter hitting oppo, getting consistent base hits, good job there by Jesse.
Now Josh Pine, the right-handed third baseman, batting for Indiana. Hitting .312. O'Halloran from the stretch gives a look, fires. Slider misses low and in. Not too big of a lead there for Hunter Jesse over there at first. O'Halloran sets. Fires. Fastball outside. Swung on and missed for strike one of this at-bat. 1-1 count. O'Halloran sets again. 1-1. It's on the way.
Good pitch.
Slider in there. Backdoor. Called strike two. And Connor O'Halloran has Josh Pine right where he wants him.
And Jesse over at first, galloping back and forth, trying to throw off O'Halloran. Clearly not working based on that last pitch.
You know, O'Halloran, the lefty, has a direct view of him. Gives him just a look here. Sets, fires the 1-2. Fastball outside. Good leave by Josh Pine. 14-bit walks for him this year. Considerably lower than his teammates, so clearly he's got an aggressive batter. O'Halloran trying to make him swing there. Now the 2-2, and it's a throwback to first.
Keep him honest.
Hunter Jesse in there easily. No slide, no tag. First baseman Stanton throws it back. O'Halloran working quickly, now sets the 2-2. Fastball is upstairs, and he gets into a 3-2 count.
I know we're early here, but this is a humongous pitch early in the game.
Well, it's critical. Michigan's in their double play infield.
A lot could happen on this pitch.
O'Halloran fires. Runner was going, but he pauses, comes back, but O'Halloran strikes him out. Fastball looking on the inside corner, and Josh Pine returns to the Pine.
Yeah, that could have gone either way. I think it was a good call by the umpire. Remember on the first batter, Whalen, first pitch was similar and he called it a strike. So as long as you're staying consistent, really nothing to complain about.
Yeah, that inside fastball is getting the calls today. Michigan now in the shift for Carter Matheson, the lefty DH, the freshman, hitting .265 with 13 home runs on the year. 2 outs. Hunter Jesse on first. Hunter Jesse takes off. The throw got him. Out at second.
My goodness.
And an excellent throw by Jimmy Obertop.
Who else?
And an excellent tag by Riley Bertram. Hunter Jesse a little slow to get up, but Michigan gets out of the jam. 3 up. Well, 3 batters, 3 outs, 1 hit for Indiana, and we'll head to the bottom of the first.
Yeah, I mean...
excellent pop time there from Obertop.
Pop. I mean, Obertop, we know he's a veteran.
Fired him out.
Yep.
That's how they teach it, fundamentals.
That's right. Good pitch, too, by O'Halloran. Getting it in there.
Pitch.
Making it easy for Obertop to spring up and fire him out.
Exactly. It was the perfect pitch to throw out on Hunter Jesse. Took off on the first pitch of Carter Matheson's at-bat. Was a little upstairs, helped Obertop spring up, fire a fastball right back where it came from, but all the way to second base. Easy tag. And he's out. Excellent job there by Michigan. Getting out of the jam. And we got a little bit of a crowd here in Ann Arbor. It's kind of a cold. Well, not too cold. I guess it's low 60s, but a little cloud, a little wind, as I mentioned. So not the most comfortable conditions. You could definitely get caught wearing a short sleeve t-shirt and some shorts and feel quite a bit cold, but crowd's certainly enjoying it here. It's a Friday evening in Ann Arbor. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there, Daniel. We're getting there from a weather standpoint. Yes. I mean, it is kind of gloomy out, but this week, how about this week in Ann Arbor? Have you checked that forecast?
Man, it is about to be 80 and sunny.
80 and sunny throughout the week.
Call it. That's why they call it Ann Fort Lauderdale Arbor.
It's a nice nickname.
They definitely do not call it that.
No, they don't.
It is cold. It snows. It might snow again, to be honest. Ooh. We have no idea.
I don't know, man.
I doubt it. But anyway, on the mound for the Indiana Hoosiers, the right-hander, Jack Perkins. The junior sports a 4.2 ADRA. 3 wins, 2 losses. in 11 starts. Got 61 innings pitched here. Indiana rocking the gray uniforms with the red kind of undertones. Red socks, red hats, red undershirts. I guess except for Perkins, who's rocking the white shoes. Maybe some pitching shoes here on the all-turf field here in Ann Arbor. And now batting for the Wolverines, the leadoff hitter, the exceptional junior, Clark Elliott.
Classic.
Batting .359. The lefty has 7 home runs, 43 RBIs, 60 hits on this season. Only struck out 34 times. An excellent leadoff batter for the Wolverines. And Perkins is ready to deliver his first pitch of the night. The 0-0. Fastball fouled off. Straight back. Seemed like Clark Elliott was all over that one.
Way to attack first pitch. Yeah, if you're Clark Elliott, right, swinging at the first pitch, not taking the strike, going out and showing the pitcher that you mean business.
Well, big contrast to Indiana's leadoff and Bobby Whalen, who looked at the first pitch. And now Perkins sets and fires the 0-1. Slider. Low for ball 1. 1-1 the count now on Clark Elliott.
Looks a good pitch.
Bat, takes a deep breath. Sets back into the box. Perkins shakes his head. Now fires the 1-1. That is a fastball upstairs at 94 miles an hour. So he's certainly can chuck it out there on the mound.
Yeah, Perkins clearly bringing the heat here tonight.
The 2-1 pitch to Clark Elliott. Fires. Fouled off again. Elliott seems to be on that fastball. But now it's a 2-2 count. Perkins is battling in this at-bat, so is Clark Elliott. Perkins has got him now to 2 strikes.
It's a good at-bat for Clark. 2 foul balls. Way to attack. Way to run that pitch count up.
The 2-2. It goes back to the slider. Gets him on looking on strike 3. The backdoor slider that the ump called a little low before. This one was just a little bit higher. And he rings him up. That's a 3rd ring up by a home plate umpire tonight.
He's busy. Getting busy back there.
Got to be one of the more fun things to do as an umpire.
Oh,
ring
yeah,
people
100%.
Up. And now batting for Michigan, the center fielder, the freshman Joe Stewart, hitting .335 this year.
Look at that.
Oh, fastball up and in. And he wears it.
He had the Evo shield on, though.
He did have the Evo shield on. Wears it on the elbow. That's how they tell you to do it in the Little League. Wear it, kid.
That's right.
And Joe Stewart does exactly that. Michigan's got a runner on first. Second batter of the game, similar to Indiana. And now Perkins will work out of the stretch. And here is Matt Frey, the freshman, batting .270. 8 homers, 33 RBIs. He'll look to do a job here. Indiana in a pseudo shift. Shortstop's kind of right behind second base here. And the 0-0 from Perkins is a throwback to first. In there safely is Stewart. No tag applied. Kind of a feeling out pitch back there. Frey's settled in. Perkins is settled in. And now Perkins fires the 0-0. Fastball up and out.
Stewart, well down the line on that secondary lead when Perkins throws the pitch. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, it looked like he was faking a little run there. A little stolen bag, but pulls back. No harm done. Count 1-0 on Matt Frey. Perkins sets, fires. This ball is popped up, left side of the infield. It appears to be foul, and it is. Third baseman Josh Pine gave chase, but he ran out of room. And Matt Frey, again, .270 on the year. Excellent walk to strikeout ratio. It's about equivalent walks and strikeouts. Doesn't strike out much, puts the ball in play. Michigan's hoping he can do that here, although hopefully not right at the Indiana infield. Perkins sets. The 1-1 is fired and swung on and missed. An excellent curveball there, and Frey was swinging right over the top of it.
Yeah, good pitch there by Perkins. Started high and outside, finished low and inside. That's what you want out of a curve.
An excellent curveball there. Let's see what he follows it up with on the 1-2. One out, runner on first. 1-2, runner's going, and it's a perfectly played hit and run into the right center gap. Here comes Stewart. He'll score easily, and Matt Frey has a double, and Michigan takes the 1-0 lead.
Fry, that's like you said, Daniel, perfectly executed hit and run. Stewart on his way to second as Fry laces it right over the second baseman's head in the gap. It's exactly what you want if you're a Wolverine.
Yep, and into the outfield gap, this all-turf field. That thing rolled for a while. And Joe Stewart had plenty of time, made it easily home to give Michigan the 1-0 lead. And Matt Frey, a 2-strike double on a hit-and-run call by Michigan. And they strike first here. Now batting for Michigan is Jimmy Obertop, junior catcher. Has a little bit of pop in the bat. 7 home runs on the year, hitting .280. Fastball looked at by Obertop, right down the gut, 95. A little bit of heat on that one from Perkins. As I would imagine, giving up a 2-strike hit is not something you want to be doing. And now Perkins sets for the 0-1. One out, runner on second. Obertop at the plate. Perkins fires. Another fastball. This one is popped way up into right field. And that'll be Samuel Murrison, makes the catch. Runners do not advance, kind of lobs it back into the infield. And an easy second out there for Perkins, just what he needed after that double by Frey. And now stepping in for the Wolverines is Tito Flores, the home run leader, hitting .296, 10 home runs on the year.
Yeah, one thing I will give the Hoosiers credit for, excellent communication there on that pop fly from Overtop. Early right fielder called the second baseman off. It's little things that win you baseball games.
Certainly is. Flores digs in. Perkins sets. And fires the 0-0. It's a slider that appeared. Just missed the inside corner. Started right at Flores in the right-handed box. Could not catch the corner. It's now 1-0. Tito Flores looking to drive in another run and give Michigan 2 runs here in the bottom of the first. Perkins fires. Fastball upstairs at 95.
Wow.
Perkins certainly throwing some heat out there, but Michigan laying off. Flores digs back in. A little pre-at-bat ritual. Stares at the bat. Slowly raises it above his shoulders, ready to hit. Perkins now sets from the stretch. The 2-0. Is in there. Looked at it. Flores now asking the umpire where it caught the zone. Yeah. It appears to have caught the outside corner and was just low enough. Big time pitch there by Jack Perkins. He needed that to avoid going into the 3-0 hole.
Yep. Dangerous hitter Flores is, especially with the guy in scoring position.
Yeah, and with Riley Bertram on deck, the shortstop who hasn't had the greatest year at the plate, makes sense not to attack Flores with nothing too great. Fastball upstairs and away, and it's quickly to 3-1 here. Perkins not exactly sure where that missed, although that was pretty clearly outside there.
Right, remember 3 balls, 1 strike. The 1 strike Flores didn't necessarily like. Maybe a sign that the Hoosiers are trying to pitch around Tito right now, without explicitly walking him intentionally.
Oh, yeah, open base there at first. Runner on second. Could get the force into apply. 2 outs. The 3-1 from Perkins. Fastball outside.
That's exactly what they
just
do.
Like we called, it's a walk. Tito Flores, take your base.
Now you see Bertram coming up with a .265 average.
Yeah.
Much easier to work against here.
Yeah, now Indiana. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Riley Bertram, the senior shortstop, hitting .265 on the year. Only 1 home run, 23 RBIs. Hasn't been his best year at the plate, but he has certainly provided that veteran leadership and defense in the field. But this is a big moment for him to help out his pitcher O'Halloran. 2 outs. Perkins fires the 0-0. Fastball swung on, ripped down the line. An excellent play there.
Tibbetts.
Brock Tibbetts, the sliding snag to his left, slid on his leg, nabbed it, ran over to first.
That's a legit play there by Tibbetts. I mean,
Beat
integral.
Bertram to the bag.
Yeah, stop the bleeding of the inning. Only one run allowed. And that's exactly what the Hoosiers wanted, right? They walked Tito Flores. Then Riley Bertram comes up, hits what looked to be another extra base hit. Tibbetts said no. Picked it right out of the ground. Got it to first. You want those plays. Stay in it. It's only a one-run game.
Michigan threatens and gets one in the bottom of the first. But that's all that they get. Michigan 1, Indiana 0. O'Halloran back out for the Wolverines.
They're a nice rest.
Yes. It's always good going out as a starter, seeing your team pick up a run for you in the bottom half. Gives you that just little bit of extra confidence to know that the bats are going to be there for the Wolverines today.
That's right. And O'Halloran, obviously, doing a great job this year. The winning record. Had that one, excellent performance.
Yep, 13 strikeouts.
Yep.
Earlier this year.
2 Ks here today so far through one inning.
Yeah, both of them looking as well.
Yep.
Umpires kept a pretty consistent zone, but the Indiana bats have not quite picked up on O'Halloran's stuff yet here.
It's going to be Matheson. Remember, it wasn't 1, 2, 3 inning, but Jesse made it out first, got caught stealing.
Yep.
So it's going to be the 4-hitter Matheson, and he's a freshman, but I believe he's second in the Indiana lineup in home runs. He's got 13 on the year. So Matheson, the DH, could be a common theme for the next 4 years against Michigan.
No.
Lefty and lefty, though.
Yes, it is. Slugging percentage near 600 for this guy. O'Halloran fires. Slider catches the corner. An excellent pitch there. 0-1 count. Quickly on Carter Matheson. O'Halloran working quickly from the windup. Now fires. Gets a ground ball to first. Stanton makes a nice play on the high hop. O'Halloran fulfilling his pitching defensive duties over there to cover the bag, and Matheson is retired. And now batting for Indiana, the first baseman Brock Tibbetts, the freshman who just made that excellent diving play to end the bottom half of the first.
A couple good 2 straight defensive plays here in this one. Obviously the Indiana one to end the inning, and this first one. Nice job with the first baseman, good overall communication.
O'Halloran fires first pitch of the at-bat in there for strike 1. He's really working quickly out there. He seems to have a lot of confidence going.
Pace.
And here's the 0-1. Slider up and away. Couldn't quite finish the pitch there, but it's now 1-1. The count here on Brock Tibbetts, hitting .273 this year. 8 home runs. O'Halloran fires a fastball upstairs that Tibbetts lays off expertly there. It's now 2-1 count here on Brock Tibbetts, and how O'Halloran quickly toes the rubber and fires the 2-1. Swung on and missed, and that's strike 2 there. A big swing at a fastball. Again on that inside part of the plate, O'Halloran pitching with a lot of confidence here, and Indiana hasn't made a lot of contact quite yet. O'Halloran now fires the 2-2 and gets him swinging. Fastball upstairs, and Connor O'Halloran has it working today.
It's the third of the day so far, and O'Halloran, the strikeout god they call him, showing why right there.
And now Matthew Ellis, the catcher, the junior, hitting .274 this year. He steps in there for Indiana, the lefty. Having a solid junior season.
Yeah.
14 home runs. That certainly has some pop in the bat. O'Halloran now fires the 0-0. Fastball left low and away. Certainly have to be careful here pitching to Ellis.
Yeah, Ellis, like you said, he's got some pop. Leads the Indiana lineup in homers.
O'Halloran from the windup again. Fires a slider in there for strike 1. That's an excellent pitch that he's been going back to. Catching Indiana off guard. O'Halloran again. Fires. Fastball fouled back. Up and in there. And Matthew Ellis did an excellent job getting the bat to that one and fighting it off. But now Connor O'Halloran trying to get out of inning number 2 quickly here. Fires the 1-2. Slider, swung on, hit to deep left center. Both looking back at the wall, and it is gone. Matthew Ellis.
Wow.
Home run number 15, and he took that one to deep left center.
Yeah, that one just kept carrying. Looked like it could have been a fly out, but, as the ball kept carrying, we all knew the thing is gone.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, wind is blowing out to center field. That ball got up there for sure and just kept carrying, and just quieted the Michigan dugout and the Michigan crowd.
Wow.
As Connor O'Halloran, he's human, folks.
Right. All the momentum was starting off with Michigan after, a great first inning by O'Halloran and then an excellent bottom of the first inning wise, but it takes one swing at bat.
O'Halloran from the windup again, misses upstairs and now away with the fastball. Tyler Dones now steps in, the right-hander. Second baseman, the senior, hitting .261 this year. O'Halloran now fires fastball in there. That Dones flips away foul. That is towards the cars.
Dangerous parking lot back there.
We do not hear any horns today.
No horns. No contact that we hear between the ball and the car so far. But it's a dangerous spot to park your car, man.
Plenty of innings to go here for that.
Right.
O'Halloran now fires the 1-1. Fastball fouled again. Dones a little late on that pitch from O'Halloran. Dones looking for a hit. O'Halloran looking for a strikeout. Michigan 1, Indiana 1, top 2. 1 ball, 2 strike, 2 outs. O'Halloran fires. Fastball flied into right. As the right fielder turning, and this ball is out of there. Hit the top of the wall, or not.
Indiana coach coming out looking to asking the first base umpire if that was a home run. I think they're going to call it a double instead off the wall. A way to keep playing if you're Clark Elliott out there.
Yeah.
Quickly getting the ball in. That could have been bad from a momentum standpoint.
He was certainly turning and running hard. He did not get there. The ball appeared to land on the yellow, but stayed in play. First base umpire calls it in play, so that's a double for Dones. But back-to-back big-time hits by this Indiana lineup.
If you're O'Halloran, still got to, you can still get out of this inning fairly quickly. 2 outs. Don't worry about the past 2 batters. You just keep doing your thing.
Misses low to the next batter, Evan Goforth, the freshman hitting .286 on the year. It's only his 5th start of the season here. Trying to make an impact for this Indiana team and trying to drive in Dones, who's on second. 2 outs, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Fastball at the knees, in there for strike 1.
Good pitch there from O'Halloran.
Laser-like fastball, just high enough to be in the strike zone. Working from the stretch, Dones at second. The 1-1. O'Halloran fires. Slider ripped down the line, but just foul. Goforth thought he had a hit.
Yep,
but
same with
Dones. Will continue to go forth.
O'Halloran holding his breath there. That could have been a 3rd straight extra base hit from the Hoosiers.
Certainly could have. It was ripped down the third baseline, probably 4 yards foul. But now the 1-2 and a chance for Connor O'Halloran to limit the damage. Gives a weird look back at second. Dones fakes the slide in there, having a little laugh. Of course, baseball is fun.
It's very fun.
So O'Halloran now fires the 1-2 slider. Excellent play there. The backhand by Ted Burton, the home run kid, makes a great defensive play. A little backhand, throws on to first Stanton. And he gets Evan Goforth there at first, and Michigan gets out of that one. But the home run from Matthew Ellis has tied it here at 1 as we head to the bottom of the second. Michigan 1, Indiana 1.
Going back to that Ted Burton play to get him out of the inning, it's a tough backhanded play. By no means was that easy. And we all know him for his home run hitting capabilities, hence the nickname, the home run kid. But Burton showing you that he's more than just a hard hitter. Heck of a defender.
And for those of you who do not know, last time we were here in the booth against Dayton, Ted Burton, 2 home runs
game? Yeah, 2 home run games.
7 RBIs, I believe. One heck of a day, and earned the nickname the home run kid from us. And we are certainly keeping it. Burton will get to bat, maybe, in the bottom half of this second. Actually, yes, he will. Apologies. It'll be Dylan Stanton, the first baseman, the sophomore, hitting .342. Then Joey Velasquez, the left fielder, and then the home run kid, rounding out the order, Ted Burton, the junior. Jack Perkins back out on the mound for Indiana.
Pitbull, keep the fans entertained in between innings.
Yeah,
Mr. Worldwide himself, huh?
It's a good crowd out here in Ann Arbor today. Some Indiana fans, some baseball teams. Slauson Middle School delivered one heck of a national anthem before this game today. Just want to give them props for that. And now Dylan Stanton steps in. He'll be facing Jack Perkins, the Indiana pitcher. Dylan Stanton, this is his 7th game on the year. He's hitting .342. 1 home run, 13 hits this year. Perkins fires. Fastball is upstairs that Stanton watches go by. 1-0.
This is Dylan Stanton here. .342 on the year. Only 38 at-bats to his name, though.
Perkins, the windup, fires. Fastball in there for strike 1. Excellent pitch there, right at the knees. Stanton could only watch as he preps for this next pitch here. Perkins does as well. Is now set, and the windup, the 1-1. Fastball just misses. The frame attempt there for Matthew Ellis was a little exaggerated.
Pretty obvious.
The home plate umpire bought none of it.
Nope, neither would I. We're all the way up here in the booth, and clearly outside.
2-1 is the count. Perkins works, deals the 2-1. Fastball swung on, fouled, hits Stanton in the foot. Bounces out. It'll be a foul ball, though. Of course, he was still in the box. 2-2 count. Dylan Stanton looking for something to kickstart this Michigan offense after Indiana answered their run in the bottom of the first with the run in the top of the second by the home run by catcher Matthew Ellis. Perkins deals the 2-2. Slider, did he go? He hauled up. It was low and away, and Stanton thought about it for just a second, but of course he held up. First base umpire confirms that. It's now a 3-2 count here, and it's a big pitch here in this bottom of the second here. Perkins the windup, the 3-2. Fastball is fouled away. Stanton fights back, and nobody in the crowd makes an attempt to make the catch. Very smart. Baseballs hurt, and they are hard, especially coming off of a metal bat.
Yeah, and one thing the batters have done super well so far is extending at bats, pitch count wise. I mean, you got to keep doing that. Make them go into their dugout, bullpen.
Perkins fires a slider outside. It was a fastball, but he pulled it. That's why there's a little bit more movement. But Dylan Stanton starts the inning off with a leadoff walk. And now Joey Velasquez, the junior, only 24 at-bats to his name this year. He's had 12 games. He's been in 12 games. This is his 6th start. Some Eminem as the walk-up song. Solid choice there from Joey, and he sets in to face Perkins on the bump for Indiana, who's from the stretch. Stanton, big lead over at first. No outs. Perkins fires. Cutter slider, something that moved right to left in there. At 85 miles an hour, and Velasquez watched it go by.
Based on the pitch count currently and how this trend has been going, I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana went into their bullpen middle of the game, maybe a bit earlier than expected. Pitch count at 25 now.
Yeah, Michigan is certainly working Perkins here today. A throw back over. Stanton's in there safe. And now Stanton fakes the takeoff, and that fastball is up and in. And it's now a 2-1 1-1 count. Here to Joey Velasquez. Stanton working hard over there at first as the base runner with the lead. Perkins keeping an eye on him. From the stretch, gives him a look. And now fires. Stanton again fakes. And Perkins misses high with the fastball. Catcher Matthew Ellis had to jump out of his stance to snag it.
You know, we talked about Ellis's framework. That was a good jump work right there.
Yep.
Good job going and snagging that.
Both catches have been springy. I'm sure he's feeling a little bit better after his home run in the top of the second. Stanton, pretty big lead over there at first. Perkins fires. Stanton fakes again, and a slider just misses outside. And Joey Velasquez has worked a 3-1 count very quietly, I must add. It seems like Stanton's done a lot of good work over there at first, keeping Perkins' attention off the batter Velasquez. Big pitch here for Perkins. Might get something to hit here if you're Velasquez. The 3-1 is fired. Fastball fouled back.
And that's what Perkins wanted, right? You don't want to walk, and you don't want a hit. Instead, Velasquez is sitting at a full count here.
Well, yeah, you certainly do not want to start with back-to-back walks in an inning. Now it's a 3-ball, 2-strike count here to Joey Velasquez, hitting .292 on this year. Wouldn't be surprised if Stanton goes here. And Perkins thinks the same thing and throws back over to first. Stanton easily.
So Perkins here clearly is 100% of his attention isn't clearly on Velasquez. Something you don't want if you're in a full count.
Perkins sets, fires, Stanton fakes. Velasquez swings and misses at the fastball.
It's a big out for Perkins.
Got him with 94 on the corner. Velasquez had no shot. And here he comes. The home run kid, Ted Burton, hitting .250 this year, only 8 home runs.
Welcome back, home run kid. It's been a couple months for us, not for you.
The junior swings and misses at a fastball. 96.
That home run kid. Showing you why they call him the home run kid.
From Jack Perkins. That was a big hack there from Ted Burton.
If that makes contact,
Oh, that ball is flying over that left field wall. And now the 0-1, Stanton still on first, looking for a little help. Takes a fastball and shakes the head, the little Marvin head shake there. It was a fastball on the outside corner.
That helmet fits, though.
Fastball on the outside corner. Got him looking. 0-2. The count. 1 out. Runner on first is Dylan Stanton. Ted Burton stands in. Jack Perkins on the mound. Perkins fires. Slider.
Way to hold up there.
Perfectly executed by Perkins, but Burton with a good eye there.
You know, if you're down 0-2, one of the best coaches I ever had told me, you always got to protect, kid. You know, there's protecting and then, there's taking clear balls. And good job by Burton there. I know 0-2, you might be tempted to swing. Staying disciplined.
Stanton, big lead over at first again. Perkins checks on him.
I love what Stanton's doing over there at first. Perkins is probably, thrown over there 4 times this inning so far?
Certainly has.
So,
it's been a big leadoff walk there.
Keeping him busy, keeping his mind, all over the place.
And Perkins has certainly thought about him, but now he's got to worry about the home run kid. Granted, it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 1 out. Fires, fastball upstairs, got him swinging. The high heat, the home run kid just could not lay off. And a big out there for Jack Perkins. 2 critical strikeouts after the leadoff walk.
Excellent response by Perkins, not only after the first inning, but after the leadoff walk here in the second, and striking out the next 2 batters. With him being down against Velasquez in the count, comes back, strikes him out, and obviously strikes the home run kid out. Still got a lot to work with, though. Got to finish off the inning, Clark Elliott.
Well, junior Clark Elliott hitting .357 on the year, and he checks on Stanton again. But Elliott's been the best batter for the Wolverines this season, has really come on strong, and he'll look to find a gap here, try and score the speedy Stanton over there at first, especially with Stanton's big lead and 2 outs. Perkins fires fastball upstairs, taken by Elliott. 1 ball, no strikes, the count, 2 outs. Indiana 1, Michigan 1. Bottom 2 here in Ann Arbor from Murray Fisher Stadium. Jack Perkins on the bump for Indiana. Clark Elliott in the box for Michigan. Perkins fires. Fastball fouled off of his foot or knee or something. Elliott looks okay. And he'll step back in the box. Stanton over there on first after the leadoff walk. Perkins has done an excellent job. He struck out the last two batters, both Burton and Velasquez. Now 2 outs and a 1-1. Perkins is working from the stretch here with Stanton on first. Perkins rocks, sets, fires, slider in there, and that was a beauty.
Beauty.
From Jack Perkins. Elliott had no chance there, and it moves the count to 1-2. Perkins sets. Stanton, big lead over at first, and he checks on him again. Stanton really working hard over there. Of course, his teammates aren't helping him out too much, and we thought it might be messing up Perkins a little bit, but he struck out the last two batters, and now he's got Clark Elliott in a 1-2 count.
Yep.
Perkins certainly doing a good job. Let's see if he can get out of it. Stanton fakes the go. Elliott fouls one straight at the Indiana dugout. They flinch, as they should. A baseball hurts if it hits you.
You know, what's curious is in 19 games played for Stanton, he's attempted to steal once. Granted, he did steal the base successfully, but not too sure what's keeping Perkins so paranoid. I mean, I know.
Well, he seems to be pretty agile over there at first. He's kind of hopping around, making it hard, making Perkins know he's there, but Perkins doesn't seem to care right now. Stanton goes. Fastball's up. Throws it into center field, and Dylan Stanton, 2 for 2.
That's a beautiful steal there by Stanton, right? 2 strikes on there. You know, smart call there by Eric Bakich.
Yeah. Bakich dialing up a stolen base, gets the runner in scoring position, and now a 2-2 count for Clark Elliott. Now a base hit will likely score Stanton.
Right. And the thought process behind that is with 2 strikes, you know, Elliott, as good of a hitter as he is, you know, you might get out anyways, but if you do get the second, Elliott's the guy who you want up there. So we'll see how this pans out for the Wolverines.
Perkins fires, sets the 2-2 fastball outside. Works the count to 3-2, and this pitch count is quickly rising for Jack Perkins. He's working hard. Michigan's making him do so. The 3-2 to Clark Elliott. Jack Perkins from the stretch fires. Fouled back.
I didn't even hear that. Did you hear that?
No, I did not hear it either, but it came straight back and just barely nicked off his bat, but excellent fight being shown by Clark Elliott here. As he looks to drive in Dylan Stanton, who's on second base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-1 game, bottom 2, early in this game here in Ann Arbor. Game 1 of a 3-day series between these two historic Big Ten foes. Perkins sets from the stretch and deals the second 3-2 pitch. Elliott rips foul down the left field line. Straight into the net that Michigan has over there by third base.
Right.
Dugout.
If there was no net, that thing's landing on Brookwood.
That thing was hit pretty hard. It was a fastball in there at 95 from Perkins. Elliott fought it off. Stanton at second. Good chance for Michigan here. 3-2, 2 outs. Perkins sets, fires, fastball ripped right at the second baseman, Tyler Dones, who falls to a knee and makes the snag. It was hit solid by Clark Elliott, but Jack Perkins gets out of the inning after giving up a leadoff walk, 2 strikeouts and a lineout. Keeps the score at Indiana 1, Michigan 1 as we head to the top of the third.
Yeah, good job there by Dones, you know, staying put. It's like a Marvin move, and Dones, you know, staying where he needs to be, making the play, ending the inning, and a good inning for the Wolverines, but again, you know, it seems like more damage could have been done. Perkins finishing the inning strong. Let up the stolen base, didn't waver against, you know, one of the best hitters in the Big Ten. Don't mind the country. And good play there by Dones.
Well, certainly with the leadoff walk, Michigan would have liked to have done more in that inning. But, of course, Could not take advantage. Back-to-back strikeouts by Jack Perkins, although that pitch count is up now. But we do have a dizzy bat race somewhere in the corner here. And these two little lads making their way down the third baseline. And one of them, pretty clear winner there.
Yeah, Bakic, keep your eye on that kid.
Yeah, exactly. 5-star recruit. He's 8 years old.
He's got the tool of running already.
Exactly. 5 tools that you look for in a ball player.
Right.
And our Halloran, again, working quickly. There's normally 2 minutes between innings, but this guy's just ready to go. Seems to be his MO. Crowd still here, which makes sense. I guess they've only been here for total 12 outs, but
it's getting a little dark.
Yeah, they're not bored to sleep. We got Samuel Morrison, the sophomore right fielder, who made a put out earlier in the game. Digs in. He's hitting .250 this season. This will be at bat number 73. O'Halloran already dealing with the fastball that is low and inside, but catches the corner for strike one. O'Halloran working very quickly. I keep mentioning because I keep noticing it. But O'Halloran again deals the 0-1, fouled back, and quickly. Might be the word of the day so far. Quickly, it's 0-2.
Yeah, I love the pace. You mentioned it. I love the pace that O'Halloran's working with right now. Keeps the batters honest, keeps him in his groove, and that's one of the first things they teach you when pitching. Get your pace going.
And O'Halloran fires the 0-2. Not messing around here. Sends Morrison back to the bench. A slider got him swinging. Quickly, O'Halloran racks up K number 4.
You tell him 3-9.
My goodness.
Whalen here,
Bobby
though.
Whalen, the sophomore center fielder, hitting .328 on this season. Now steps into the box. Struck out in the first inning.
Ooh.
Fakes a bunt there, and O'Halloran pulled that fastball inside a little bit. Only throwing about 89, 90 miles an hour, but Indiana certainly struggling to make a lot of solid contact with the Connor O'Halloran pitching. Some loud screams from the crowd as O'Halloran deals. And another foul ball towards the Cars.
Going back to the bunt attempt by Whalen, he's got excellent speed, right? 21 of 23 on stolen bases this year. But, if you're as good of a hitter as he is, there's really no reason to. I think that was merely a distraction. Try to throw O'Halloran off his game a bit.
Yeah, it appears it has done so as O'Halloran misses up and away with the slider. Michigan third baseman Matt Frey has been playing in, expecting the bunt, but now he backs out, and that's a cutter that Whalen chops down the third baseline, but foul. Excellent pitch there, at least from our vantage point, that had quite a lot of movement. And O'Halloran gets it to 2-2, 1 out. Griff Whalen 0 for 1 on the day. Had a strikeout in the first. O'Halloran looks to make it a strikeout in the third, but he gets a ground ball. Shortstop Bertram off 1 foot, throws over to Dylan Stan with the reach. Perfect throw, perfect play. 2 down here.
2 down. What was that?
2 down. And Hunter Jesse steps in. He had the single to left in the top of the first. He digs in, the lefty, having a solid year, and O'Halloran's already dealing. The slider in there for strike 1. And he is moving very fast. Indiana's had to call for time numerous times here. Let the umpire give them a little time. O'Halloran dealing the 0-1. Fastball is upstairs at the letters. Left alone by Hunter Jesse, who, as we've mentioned, has had an outstanding year for this Indiana squad, hitting in this 2-hole. O'Halloran deals the 1-1. Slider ripped out to right center. This is no doubt about it. My goodness. That is way gone. And I mean way gone.
Clark Elliott took 2 steps and then stopped.
Yeah, that was crushed from Hunter Jesse. And Indiana is pumped up about that one. And we may have to check that bat. That might be an illegal bat. That thing was...
I was rocked.
About as smoked as a pig on 4th of July.
So Jesse, 2 of 2 tonight with a bomb.
Yeah.
I want to see how, if O'Halloran remains on the mound next time he comes up. I want to see how Michigan plays that. It'd be interesting.
Indiana 2, Michigan 1. O'Halloran deals again quickly to Josh Pine, who he put on the pine in the first with the strikeout. 2-1 Indiana. O'Halloran misses low with the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Indiana up 2-1, thanks to 2 solo shots. O'Halloran dealing. Check swing, no go. It's now a 2-1 count here on Josh Pine, who struck out in the first. But Indiana getting some big contributions from Hunter Jesse and Matthew Ellis, the 2 solo shots, 1 in the second and 1 in the third. And here's a foul ball back, and in the parking lot may hit another car. Took a bounce. Doesn't appear to have hit a car. We're kind of obsessed with that.
As is everybody.
I think that's the most important thing. Yeah. Gets a ground ball there. Bertram, easy play on the hop. Throws over to Stanton, but quick feet by Josh Pine made it close.
Way to hustle out if you're Pine.
But Michigan gives up a solo home run. Hunter Jesse hits an absolute bomb.
That was the deepest home run I've seen during my calling.
That was off the building in right center.
Right.
Off the wall. It almost hit the roof of the building. That probably would have cleared the scoreboard if it was in line with the scoreboard out here at right center at Ray Fisher Stadium. My goodness, that was a no-doubter.
Yeah, that was deep. That was deep, man. And we got the guy on the right of us. I don't know who he is, but he was just telling us how deep that was.
Yeah.
We agree with you, man. My goodness, that thing was deep.
That was no doubt.
No doubt at all.
As soon as he hit it, you're like, yeah, that thing's gone. That was on a trajectory of very few baseballs I've ever seen hit in my life like that. And I've seen a lot of baseballs hit in my life. That was a bomb.
Yeah, that was a bomb, man. Hunter Jesse. I love how he just, steadily runs around the base paths, really speaks to his character.
And then the whole team gets out and celebrates. An excellent showing by Hunter Jesse so far. 2 at-bats, 2 hits. And they take a 2-1 lead here through 2.5 innings. Jack Perkins back on the bump for the Hoosiers. And he'll face Joe Stewart, who he walked in the first inning. And Michigan looks to bounce back after giving up another solo shot on the top of the third. We enter the bottom of the third. Indiana 2, Michigan 1. Jack Perkins pitches to Joe Stewart, the freshman, hitting .335 on this year. Perkins from the windup, the 0-0. Slider swung on and missed, and he has certainly found a rhythm, even though he's working hard here in the bottom of the third, has Jack Perkins. Stewart digs in. Perkins fires. Swung on and missed there, and it's quickly 0-2, and all the momentum is on the side of Indiana here. Perkins again from the windup, the 0-2. Joe Stewart stands in. Perkins, after a long look in, now sets and fires. 0-2 is a slider that was swung on and missed. Catcher blocks it well, throws down to first, and Joe Stewart is retired in 3 pitches. And Jack Perkins,
he's rolling, right? Yeah.
Picks up K number 4, and he's working hard, but he's doing pretty well. And Indiana's got this 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the third with 1 out.
Yeah, Perkins rolling. That was kind of an awkward third strike, no? Drops it, Ellis, the catcher, and Stewart, the batter, kind of freeze, and then Ellis runs into Stewart. Stewart goes probably 3 feet, 4 feet into the baseline. Nevertheless, though, good out there by
Matt Frey steps in, RBI double in the bottom of the first. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Inside strike again. That umpire, the home plate umpire, Rick Allen, loves that call.
He has been consistent today, Rick Allen, with that inside fastball.
Good hitters pick up on that quickly.
And this one is popped into the infield. There's a fastball up. It's now drifting towards the outfield. Good communication, it appears, by Indiana, and it is. It's a catch by the left fielder, Hunter Jesse, and his day continues. That thing was popped up, looked like an infield fly, and with the wind kind of blowing out, it started to drift towards left center. Jesse there, plenty of time. Could have caught it in his back pocket. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and Jimmy Obertop steps up to the plate.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Good communication there by Indiana. Second time they've done it this game, right, on a pop-up that isn't specifically going to go to someone. Isn't, no doubt someone's going to take this. They got to communicate. And as you said, Daniel, in the infield, the wind drifts it out to the outfield. You have a bit of a pause here.
Yeah,
I think it's a bat situation. Yeah, Bakic.
Trying to get some messages to Obertop. Seems like a little bit of a timeout.
It's odd, right? 2 outs. You think just go up there and swing. Nobody on.
Yeah, kind of looks like he's just giving Obertop something that they've caught on to.
Yeah.
From Perkins here. Probably, if I had to guess, I bet he's saying take a pitch here so that this inning isn't too quick and we can get O'Halloran to settle down a little bit.
Right. Get that pitch count a little
digs in
further
over
up as
top.
well.
Perkins fires fastball on the corner at 96. Obertop just stared and watched. No swing there. It's 0-1. 2 outs. Bottom 3. Fastball upstairs that's swung on and missed by Obertop. It's now quickly 0-2, and this is exactly the inning that Jack Perkins needed for Indiana, especially after taking the 2-1 lead in the top of the third on an absolute bomb from Hunter Jesse. Slider outside, and again another extravagant attempt at a frame by catcher Matthew Ellis, but no help there from the home plate umpire.
Some aren't worth doing all the theatrics for.
Perkins fires the 1-2. This is popped to the right field side, and that drifts foul into the Indiana bullpen. Somebody on the event team walking over to get it. Actually looks like somebody on the Indiana squad also going to get it. They'll have a little bit of a race. And event team wins, it seems like, for now. Back to the baseball. Jimmy Obertop, the 1-2 from Jack Perkins. It's fired in there. Fastball. Oh, Indiana thought it was strike 3.
Yeah.
Unplayed umpire had other ideas.
Right, and we saw, we talked about how the umpire, he likes to call the inside fastballs, this outside one, it's not budging on, even though it looked like a strike from conventional strike zone standpoint.
Obertop gets another chance here. Fastball ripped towards the shortstop, off of his knee and into center field. And Jimmy Obertop will reach on an error by Evan Goforth.
Right. It's the perks of hitting the ball hard, right? Goforth didn't have much time to react there, got himself in position. Ball took a hop, nicked off his knee.
That was a ripped one-hopper. Kind of had some funny topspin on it, and Goforth just couldn't handle it. And now digging in for the Wolverines is Tito Flores. And if you're Perkins, this is not the guy you want to see up in the middle of this Michigan order. They walked him earlier so that they could face the struggling shortstop Riley Bertram. But Flores, with 10 home runs, leads this Michigan team. Ooh, big hack at a slider there on the first pitch. And he's a guy that can do some serious damage. And Perkins certainly trying to protect that lead that his team just got him in the top of the third. 2 outs, bottom 3. 0-1 count to Tito Flores. Runner on first. Jimmy Obertop. Indiana 2, Michigan 1. The 0-1 is chopped towards second. Dones over, trips, falls, but still fires and makes a good play over to first. He's got a wide smile on his face after that one. He threw it and then just kind of fell over. It looked like he tripped.
Tough play by Dones, right? Going to his left. Dones has been impressive defensively today with a nice line-out catch to end one of the innings, and now, a nice ground ball play to end another, ranging to his left, and as Daniel said, tripped up a little bit. He'll take it, though.
Yeah,
he'll take the out.
Indiana gets out of the inning with no damage, despite the error by shortstop Evan Goforth. Remains 2, Indiana 2, Michigan 1, as we head to the top of the fourth, and Connor O'Halloran walking back out to the mound. He'll look to avoid the solo shot here in the top of the fourth. And top of the second, it was Matthew Ellis, the catcher, Hit a high fly ball to left center that just kept drifting and drifting, carried over the wall. He also gave up a double to Tyler Dones that hit the top of the wall, that yellow line out there on the Michigan fence. And then in the top of the third, he gave up an absolute bomb to Hunter Jesse.
Right, yeah, let's see if
aside from those 3 really well-struck balls by Indiana against O'Halloran, but everybody else has struggled. It's been hit or miss, quite literally here for Connor O'Halloran, who again is working quickly. His catcher's he's ready, but his catcher isn't for this inning to start.
And a lot of the damage done by Hunter Jesse, the left fielder, is 2 for 2. So let's see if O'Halloran can kind of bounce back with Jesse not coming up for quite a while. It's a perfect opportunity to here. With Matheson, Tibbetts, and Ellis. Obviously, Ellis hit the solo home run to put Indiana on the board, but no above 300 hitters here. A couple of high 200s. It's a nice challenge here for O'Halloran. See if he can get out of it.
Carter Matheson, the DH, the freshman, stepping to the plate for Indiana.
Two-one here, Indiana leads. Couple solo shots.
O'Halloran fires the 0-0. Fastball in there for strike 1 to Carter Matheson, who's 0 for 1 on his day. O'Halloran quickly deals with the 0-1. Bunt shown and pulled back by Matheson, who pulled it back in time. The fastball was inside, and it's now 1-1. No outs, top 4. Indiana up 2 to Michigan's 1. O'Halloran dealing quickly with a 1-1 count. Another fake bunt that he pulls back. O'Halloran pulls a fastball wide, and the count is now 2-1.
Based on his stolen base numbers, Matheson's got nice speed, 8 for 10 on the year.
O'Halloran deals. The bunt is shown again. It's fouled back. Not a great bunt attempt there if you're Matheson. Certainly trying to get it down the third base line that Michigan is leaving unoccupied as they are in the shift.
Matheson, clearly in the shift here. And Matheson, this might tell me that he struggles against left-handed pitchers, which is why he might be trying to bunt it. Also, as you said, Daniel, big shift, third baseline wide open.
The 2-2. Fastball up and in. That's fought off by Matheson expertly. And an excellent catch by the Michigan fan. One of the best I've ever seen. One hand. A little bit of a showboat there after as well. Why not? O'Halloran comes back with the slider and rings him up. Strikeout number 5. He happened so quickly we couldn't celebrate the fan. He needed to celebrate him.
Yeah, even turning the heads of a couple Michigan players in the dugout.
Yeah, but another strikeout now.
Not Bakic's, though. He's got his outfield set.
Brock Tibbetts steps in, and O'Halloran again deals quickly. Fastball fouled back.
No catch this time.
No catch this time as it hits the net. That was an unreal catch. It's tough to describe how good that was. One-handed. 1 out, 1 strike. Top 4. O'Halloran on the bump for Michigan. Tibbetts in the box.
Ooh, that thing moved.
And that was an excellent slider that's in there for strike 2. O'Halloran is pounding the strike zone today.
Yep. And O'Halloran doing a good job adjusting to the strike zone, pumping it inside more than outside. That slider was a good example.
And here's the 0-2. Fastball fouled back. No catch again.
Another fastball inside. Yep, that would have been a strike. So, again, O'Halloran, it's a good quality, recognizing the strike zone and adjusting accordingly, and he's done so here tonight.
Moving quickly again, O'Halloran. He sets and fires. The 0-2 slider down in the dirt. Good block there by Obertop. No runners on, of course, so nobody's advancing, but a good block.
Good pitch, too, yeah. 1-2, good pitch. It's a perfect pitch for a 1-2. A little inside, a little down. Clearly a ball, but good pitch.
And O'Halloran again, the 1-2. Fastball just misses low, and he's not too happy about that.
Right, and that's been called by the umpire.
Yeah, the umpire's been given that early today. It's 2-1 Indiana. Indiana has 4 hits, 1 error. Michigan only has 1 hit today. But O'Halloran fires slider. Not exactly sure where that missed, but I guess it did.
Low. Yeah, maybe low. But it seemed like the same slider that was a couple pitches ago, right?
Yeah,
the one that bent.
Maybe a little lower. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Tibbetts. The 3-2 count. Slider upstairs, and he works it back from an 0-2 count to draw a walk. And that's a killer if you're Connor O'Halloran, especially because now batting for Indiana is Matthew Ellis, the catcher, who had a high fly ball that went over the wall in the top of the second, who steps in now with 1 out. Indiana up 2-1. 4 hits for them, 1 hit for Michigan. Ellis looking to make it 5 hits.
And Tibbetts at first, obviously.
O'Halloran from the stretch fires fastball in there for strike 1. And Ellis will probably want that one back. That appeared to be
That
right
was
down the
definitely
gut.
hittable. It's good for O'Halloran to find the strike zone again, though, after a walk.
O'Halloran continuing to pound the strike zone in this start. Sets fires the 0-1. It's fouled back right toward us and nearly hits another commentator in our box. Hits the window, though.
It's close.
That was right at somebody in our box, but O'Halloran doesn't care. He sets and deals the 0-2. Fastball pulled up and away to Ellis, who lays off of it. It's 1-2, and now there's 1 out. O'Halloran now sets from the stretch. And Ellis wants time, and there's a little bit of
Ellis and Obertop looks like they're talking
between
a little bit.
Obertop and Ellis.
The 2 catchers going at it, and
the
someone's coming out.
The umpire also needs some baseballs
there
here.
Good timing there.
And
Don't quite
Cody
know.
Hultnick for Michigan delivered, though, baseballs.
Nice job by Holtnick. Ran out there quickly.
Excellent form.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
I don't know really.
The delivery, smooth.
Yeah, it was great. I don't really know the quarrel was between Ellis and Obertop. Not sure if they were just talking or.
O'Halloran is working pretty quickly here. And he fires in slider, and Ellis goes down swinging. Strikeout number 6 for Connor O'Halloran.
And Obertop watched Ellis go back to the dugout.
Exactly. Indiana 2, Michigan 1. 2 outs, top 4, and Tyler Dones steps into the batter's box. O'Halloran working quickly. As I've mentioned, quite a throws back over to first and nearly gets the runner, Carter Matheson. Or excuse me, Brock Tibbetts. And throws over again. This one just a little check. Make sure he's paying attention. O'Halloran toes the rubber from the stretch. Dones in the batter's box. He had that double that hit off the top of the wall in the second inning. It hit the yellow line, and O'Halloran deals a slider in there for strike 1. Dones steps in, looking to add another hit to his collection today. O'Halloran again fires. Fastball fouled back by Dones into the net behind home plate.
Nope.
And O'Halloran has him right where he wants him again, 0-2.
Remember, Tibbetts at first, 4 for 4 on stolen bases on the year. 2 out situation, 2 strike situation. Tibbetts quite possibly could go here. Not sure if O'Halloran's going to go for the strikeout, but
Tibbetts has been jumping around a little bit. O'Halloran fires the lefty, and it's fouled back by Dones, and that's out into the parking lot. Excellent at bat here by Tyler Dones, who had the double in the second inning. Did not score, but is part of the Indiana team that is up 2-1 over Michigan. Fires fastball chopped to the third baseman. Frey fires to first. Stanton reaches, catches, got him. And a scoreless top of the 4th for the Michigan Wolverine, or excuse me, the Indiana Hoosiers, pitched and defended by the Michigan Wolverines. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. The score: Indiana 2, Michigan 1. 4 hits for Indiana. The 1 error by the shortstop, the freshman shortstop, Evan Goforth. Only 1 hit for Michigan, 1 run scored. That was in the bottom of the 1st. They got him off to a good start. Looking to get some more action on the base paths are the Wolverines. And coming up for them are good part of the order here. Riley Bertram, Dylan Stanton, and then Joey Velasquez. Michigan looks to get a run back and retake that lead that they took in the bottom of the first there, Owen.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of scoring since, I believe, the second inning? Maybe top third?
Yeah, Indiana had a home run in the top of the third.
Okay.
That big shot that we keep talking about by Jesse.
I think it was a shot. Yeah, so 3 straight half innings of no scoring after quite an electric first for starts of the game. But Bertram, like you said, Stanton, Velasquez, and then the home run kid.
Yeah.
See if he can get back on track after he's 0-for-1 with a strikeout.
Indiana's Jack Perkins has really settled back into this game. What have you seen from him that's allowed him to do just that?
Perkins has just been, he's calmed down a bit, which is one thing. His defense has been making some nice plays as well, nice communication defensively. And, I think part of it is Michigan batters kind of slowing down here. But again, just like O'Haller and Perkins, has adjusted to the strike zone quite well, I think. Perkins 4 strikeouts today.
Yeah, so. He's only held them to 1 hit. The walks have been what has gave him some work. Pitch count is at 57 through 3 innings, but he's got the lead 2-1 and now deals to Bertram, who squares around and takes strike 1. Riley Bertram hitting .263 this year. Looking for a base hit to improve that average. Only 1 home run. And a slider upstairs that Bertram lays off. 1-1 count. Now to Riley Bertram. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Indiana up 2-1. And a curveball in there catches the inside corner that Bertram stares at. And it's quickly to 1-2, and Perkins has done a much better job of getting ahead of these Michigan batters, and he looks to sit Bertram down. The 1-2. Fastball fouled away, high to the left side. Takes a bounce into the parking lot. And Riley
nice
Bertram
crowd here.
Staying alive.
Yeah, I mean, that foul ball kind of directs me to the crowd, and I think for the day it's a little chill. There's some raining going on pregame. Nice turnout here given the circumstances.
Perkins deals. It's a ground ball to first. That is foul. Indiana would like to have that one have been fair, as Bertram would have been an easy out.
And I think the first baseman Tibbetts knew that if that thing bounced, it was for sure up and foul, so he tried to get it out of the air as quickly as possible. First base umpire John Coons not buying it, calls it foul.
Makes the proper call with the proper technique.
Right.
Really solid there by the first base ump.
I really emphasized it.
And Perkins, the 1-2 again. Bertram looks at a fastball, cutter low. Perkins now deals. The 2-2 is swung on and missed, and down goes Bertram. Another strikeout for Jack Perkins. That's number 5 on the day. And it looks like we've got a pitcher's duel on our hands here in Ann Arbor.
I mean, at the beginning of the game, we thought that this Michigan offense might tear up Jack Perkins. But, as we've gone along, Daniel, like you've mentioned, Perkins really finding his stuff, finding his groove. And it is quite the pitcher's battle here.
Dylan Stanton steps in, had a walk in his only plate appearance of the nights, and he rips a fastball to left field, and it's going to be an excellent catch in left field. Hunter Jesse having himself a day. The home run, and then the catch into the wall out there in left. He dialed it up left his feet, made the catch at the proper apex point, and softly crashed into the wall.
Yep.
Excellent play, 2 down there, and Perkins gives him a little thumbs up from the mound. Perkins now deals to Joey Velasquez, who fouls off a fastball into the mitt of catcher Matthew Ellis, and Michigan looking to get something going here because Jack Perkins is on a roll, and he now deals the 0-1 that is fouled back. And nearly an athletic catch by the on-deck batter, the home run kid Ted Burton, but could not make it off the netting. It's quickly 0-2 on Joey Velasquez, and Perkins looks to sit Michigan down without a run again for the third straight inning, and it's a fastball upstairs. Michigan's only hit of the game came by Matt Frey in the first. It was a run-scoring double. It's led to their only run of the game, and Perkins now deals the 1-2 and strikes out Joey Velasquez. And Jack Perkins is what they call dealing right now. Michigan 1, Indiana 2 as we head to the top of the fifth. Strikeout number 6 for Perkins. And Michigan needs to get something going with the bats. So if you're Michigan here, only one hit in this game, and it came in the first. It was the the one-run double by Matt Frey that got him out to this early lead. We thought they had some momentum. Indiana's responded with a couple of solo shots in the top of the second by Ellis, top of the third by Jesse. What are you looking for here in this fifth inning if you're Michigan?
You know, for Michigan, you're looking just to get out of this inning quickly, right? O'Halloran, you want to keep the pitch count low because this is the point in the game where if your pitch count is too high, your coach will pull you. I have personal experience in that regard. But that being said, O'Halloran has had a solid game. Perkins obviously picked up his stuff. If anything, I think Michigan really needs to focus on the bats. Be more disciplined at the plate. That Velasquez, at bat to end the fourth. At the bottom of the fourth, really kind of summed up how Michigan is bad at these last couple of innings, right?
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you what you thought of Connor O'Halloran today, because he's certainly gotten a lot of strikeouts, but he's also given up 3 massive hits.
Right, yeah, O'Halloran. That's the thing about striking people out. Sometimes you look to strike people out more than you should, and maybe that involves throwing a bit too many fastballs down the middle. And obviously Ellis and Jesse. And then as well as Dones, who hit the double off the wall, took advantage.
Exactly.
So a balance of the two would be nice.
And O'Halloran deals to the freshman Evan Goforth, who fouls it back. Quickly to 0-1 here. And O'Halloran's set again. He's moving quickly here. He fires. Fastball on that inside corner that he's been given today. And the count is at 0-2. And this at-bat is going very quickly. O'Halloran now again from the windup. Curveball in the dirt. Goforth lays off and moves the count to 1-2. Indiana has 2 runs. Michigan has 1. They have 4 hits. Michigan has 1. Indiana looking to add on here in the top of the fifth. Fastball fouled back into the parking lot.
It's a track ball, I'd say. Maybe.
We'll see. There are some cars over there. That could have very well been a damaging foul ball from the freshman Goforth.
Oh,
but O'Halloran's dealing again. Curveball just low. Excellent layoff by Evan Goforth. O'Halloran deals the 2-2. Oh, just missed the corner. It was an excellent pitch. Did not get the call. It seems like the umpire's favoring that inside part of the plate.
Yep.
But the count is now full after working that 0-2 count. And O'Halloran's gotten himself in this jam. And he misses with the fastball that's inside. Another deflating walk if you're Connor O'Halloran after being up 0-2 on the freshman Evan Goforth.
Yeah, sometimes, it's good to give pitches that people would swing at with 2 strikes if it's a ball. But sometimes you gotta end the job, right? You're up 0-2. A walk there, like you said, is kind of heartbreaking, kind of disappointing. Go attack the batter, especially if it's 2-2, 1-2. Don't give him something down the middle, but if you're good enough to get in the outside edge of the strike zone, clearly a strike, do that.
Goforth on first. Murrison at the plate for Indiana. He fakes a bunt, misses. That ball was up and away, but he went around with the bunt, so it'll be strike 1. Indiana looking to add to their lead.
Yep.
2-1 here. In favor of them, a little bunt here, move Goforth over to second was probably the play.
Obertop giving the infield some signs, not too sure what for, maybe in reaction to the bunt, but there is a guy on first. Usually happens when there's runners on the corners, first and third. Not too sure what they're doing here.
Yeah, a little bunt coverage. It's a pitch out, and they throw it back.
Pitch out to throw it back. Okay.
Go for it's in there safely. Not too much of a worry there.
Yeah, not too sure if that was a Bakich call or an Obertop call. Looks like there's another one coming right now.
Appears to be some sort of bunt coverage / who am I going to throw it to if the runner goes coverage. Goforth has a little bit of speed on the pads. He's kind of dancing around over there and a swing and a miss by Murrison. It's quickly to 1-2, the count there. O'Halloran's looking for a strikeout, but probably be more ideal if he got that ground ball double play here.
Especially with the pitch count, that's what you want.
O'Halloran throws back, checks on the runner who's in there safely.
A lot of attention being paid to Goforth at first, right, with the call for the pitch out, and then O'Halloran now throwing over.
He is dancing around over there.
He also hasn't stolen a bag this year, nor attempted to steal one. Granted, he's only played 13
O'Halloran
games.
fires fastball upstairs, got Murrison swinging. K number 7 for Connor O'Halloran. And we go back to the top of the Indiana order. It'll be center fielder number 16, Bobby Whalen. Steps in. He's 0 for 2 today. Strikeouts. He's been a good hitter this year. He's hit 326, but has not had success against O'Halloran. O'Halloran from the stretch. Sets, fires, fastball. Whoa, inside there, Whalen.
No, Whalen didn't flinch
Just
there.
misses hitting him there, and would have been costly for Michigan, but another chance here, a 1-0 count. Fastball is lifted to right field. Clark Elliott back there, under it. That ball started to drift on him a little bit, but he makes the play. 2 down now, and that was big for Connor O'Halloran, I think, because this pitch count already at 83 with 4 2/3 of an inning gone. He has not had a lot of easy outs like that. He's had to strike people out today, and I think as a pitcher, that causes some problems. And you know who else causes some problems is Hunter Jesse, and now he steps into the box here. He's 2 for 2 with a single to left and a mammoth home run in the top of the third. He takes a fastball and he rips it down the right field line into the corner.
This man is on fire.
This will get to the wall. Elliott Fields, Goforth is headed for the plate. It's going to be a play at the plate. There was a pump fake on the throw. Not sure what happened there. Ted Burton pump faked.
Yeah, right as you're singing his praise, right? Jesse, liner, but then it looks like they could have gotten Goforth at home. Burton, when he gets the relay from Elliott, for some reason, pump fakes, not sure what he was doing.
Yeah.
Looks like there was definitely a shot to at least make a competitive play at the plate.
Certainly was, but Hunter Jesse is a triple away from the cycle. And
crazy.
He's 3 for 3 and extends Indiana's lead 3-1 now for the Hoosiers. He stands on second, Pine at the plate, and he takes a strike. Curveball in there from O'Halloran. Indiana's 5th hit of the day, 3 by Hunter Jesse. Single, homer, double, and he now stands on second with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
And that was a first pitch, too. I mean, you know you're confident when you're swinging first pitch like that.
0-1 fastball, changeup, just misses outside. It's now 1-1 count to Josh Pine. With a strikeout and a ground out. O'Halloran, quick look back to second, now fires the 1-1. It's a curveball swung over by Josh Pine, and it's quickly 1-2. Big pitch here. Michigan needs to get out of this inning, and O'Halloran is probably done after this. 1-2. Got him looking with the inside fastball. Connor O'Halloran rings up another Hoosier batter, but not after Hunter Jesse delivers the goods for the Indiana Hoosiers and makes it 3-1 Indiana lead. He's a triple short of the cycle, and this is pretty unreal batting that we're seeing from Hunter Jesse here.
We're only, 4.5 innings?
Yeah.
5.5 innings through? So
4.5, yeah. We head to the bottom of the 5th, I believe.
Oh, are we doing a little switcheroo
We're doing
right now?
we're hitting the folks with a little commentary switcheroo.
Little commentary switcheroo. All right, I'm Owen. I was just on color. I'll be on play-by-play, joined by the one, the only Donkey Dones Olson.
Oh, man.
And, yeah, I mean, here's the story of the game. Hunter Jesse has been absolutely phenomenal at the plate. As Daniel mentioned, a triple away from the cycle. Got the first hit for the Hoosiers in the first inning. Then had a behemoth of a home run that hit the wall of a building out in right field.
Yeah, that was a bomb.
And then, obviously, the roped double. You know, Daniel, I think I got a nickname for... what?
Go ahead.
I got a nickname for Hunter Jesse. I'm going to call him The Wire.
The Wire.
Because his balls, when he hits them, they look like wires.
Yeah,
it's
they
ridiculous.
certainly are on a line. He has hit the ball hard. I can't imagine we see Connor O'Halloran anymore after that, but he certainly will not be facing Hunter Jesse. He had
definitely not.
Thought
Definitely
third
not.
time was the charm, but if you're Coach Bakic, I think it's time to get the bullpen loose. Although there's a couple dudes down there, but they're not doing a whole lot yet.
Yeah, Jesse has been involved in 2 out of the 3 Hoosier runs. The other one being an Ellis home run. Stepping to the plate right now. You know who it is, Daniel. It's the kid.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the home run kid, Ted Burton, batting 9th for the Wolverines, struck out in the 2nd. Jack Perkins remains on the mound for IU. Had a rough start to the beginning of the game, but picked it up here. First pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Ted Burton was down 0-2 to start his first at-bat. A couple big swings showing some discipline here. Starts 1-0. Perkins 1-0. Called as a strike. It's going to be 1-1. Burton on the year, hitting .248. He's a junior. Here comes the 1-1. Burton makes contact, and it's going to fall for a single right field line. Burton trying to push for 2. He's going to hold his tracks. Going to go back to first base. Leadoff single here from Michigan, though, in the form of the home run kid.
And that's exactly what they needed. And while it was not a home run that we have come to expect from the home run kid, it's a hit by the bottom of the order, gets a runner on with no outs. Last time Michigan had a runner on with no outs, they left him stranded at second. But now Clark Elliott coming up, Michigan's best hitter. Good chance here for the Wolverines to get a run back and start kind of climbing into that game. That was their first hit of the game since the first inning.
It's a good sign, especially against Perkins, who was rolling. Now Clark Elliott, there's no one else you'd want at the plate with a runner on. Elliott scores 3-1. Indiana leads. Here, bottom 5. It's going to be a ball low for Clark Elliott, the leadoff man.
Michigan's been working on that little fake steal.
Yep, throughout the game.
Wouldn't surprise me if we see one of these runners go here pretty shortly. Burton gave a little jump there, but alas, is still at first base.
The 1-0 for Elliott. They're going to check Burton at first. He slides in safely.
Burton has attempted to steal 12 times this series, been successful 10 out of those 12 times. So certainly a successful bag thief, along with Clark Elliott and Joe Stewart.
Perkins clearly knows that, trying to check him back there at first. So that's the 1-0 for Elliott. It's going to be inside, makes it 2-0. A hitter's count here for Clark.
And the thing about doing that little fake steal over there at first is whenever Michigan's done it is that they've kind of make Perkins, the pitcher for Indiana, work a little bit harder. And in this 3-1 ball game, and being down 2, the Wolverines are, it's important to kind of get Perkins out of this game, see if you can get to that Indiana bullpen.
2-0 for Elliott. It's going to be a ball high, makes it 3-0. So you would think Elliott is certainly taking this pitch.
Yeah, the 3-0 takes on, that's for sure.
Burton at first. Daniel, like you said before, they have been implementing that fake steal. Be curious to see what he does here on this pitch. Doesn't go. Swung on by Elliott, and it's going to drop. Wow. Burton turning second, heading for third. Elliott has a no-out single, and now there are runners on the corners for the Wolverines. When you least expected it, the swing on a 3-0 actually turned out well. Burton scampers to third.
We were singing the praises of the 3-0 take.
Yeah.
but I guess that just meant we weren't good enough hitters to ever get it in our careers.
I'll tell you, Clark Elliott is.
But Clark Elliott's a different kind of hitter than we are.
That's right.
And, excellent base hit there. He got a fast. If you're gonna swing 3-0, got to swing at the pitch that you want to hit, and he got a fastball kind of up in the zone, and didn't try to do too much with it. He hit it hard. He hit it on the line, but just hit it down the right field line. Didn't try to pull the crap out of it and hit it over the wall and tie this game. He did his job, got the runner over. Now Michigan's got runners on the corners with no outs, and the meat of this Michigan order coming up. There's a lot of pop in here, and Michigan's going to be very disappointed if they don't get at least one run out of this scenario, and Indiana will be thrilled with limiting it to 0 or 1 runs here.
Joe Stewart steps to the plate for the Wolverines, takes the first pitch in there for a strike. 3-1 Hoosiers lead here, bottom 5. Clark Elliott at first, Ted Burton at third. No outs here. Joe Stewart, 0 for 1 today, also got hit by a pitch in the first inning, struck out in the third. Hits .333 on the year, the freshman. It's a tall and slender frame. Call him the Kevin Durant of college baseball. Perkins still pumping these pitches in through 5. Stewart, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Stewart waved at that one.
Yeah, would not be shocked to see Clark Elliott go on this pitch here. 0-2 count. Trying to get him in motion. You know it's probably not going to be a great pitch, and if it is a strike, you know Stewart's got to protect. So Elliott's going to have a little bit of protection. He's already stolen 11 bags this year, so would not be shocked to see him go, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Perkins checked on him.
The 0-2 is barely fouled off as Stewart tinks it into the Hoosier dugout, barely staying alive there. It looked like that was a swing more of, let's hopefully get this foul instead of actually trying to do something.
Yeah, that was a great pitch there by Perkins. Slider low and away, and Stewart did all he could and all he needed to, really, just fight it off. You're not going to get much of a base hit with that pitch.
Stewart living for another pitch. Checking Clark Elliott at first, Perkins is. Keeping him honest here with 2 strikes. 0-2, no outs. 3-1 Hoosiers lead, bottom 5. Joe Stewart, the center fielder, batting for the Wolverines, as Elliott takes off, but it's going to be a pop fly, so Elliott scampering back to first. Let's see if Burton tags. Catch is made. Burton tagging up, and he will score for the Wolverines to make it a 3-2 ball game. Play made out there by Murrison. It's deep enough so that Burton could tag up. Good job there by Stewart. Also good job by Clark Elliott to recognize that the ball was in the air and get back.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a bit of a... Elliott was going, and with 2 strikes, Stewart had to protect, and he did enough with the wind kind of blowing out. Got that ball over the infield, and it drifted kind of into that right field corner. And with Burton's speed, it was plenty of time to tag up and score. And Michigan did exactly what they needed to do here in the bottom of the 5th and at least get 1 run in from that 1st and 3rd scenario. But Frey's up there and looking to add to it.
Yep, stepping up for the Wolverines, Matt Fry. Checking Elliott at first once again is Perkins, who has been throwing back quite a lot today. Regardless, Elliott is back in there safe. Fry, 1 for 2 today, had a double in the 1st. The 0-0 is a ball for Fry. Elliott on first. 3-2 Indiana leads bottom 5. There's 1 out here to the Stewart sac fly that brought Burton in. 1-0 here for Fry. Swung on and missed. A pitch inside.
It was a big hack there. It seemed like the little cutter, little change. Whatever it wasn't a fastball, and caught Fry off guard a little bit. And that certainly caused some problems. Swung right over the top of it.
The 1-1. Ground ball, right side. Good play there by Dones, but he bobbled it. Still got Fry out at first, though. So Dones nicely sticking with it. It was a tough play. Elliott advances to second as Obertop comes to the plate with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. An opportunity for Obertop to tie this game with a hit. Nice play there by Dones to make sure That fry wasn't safe.
Yeah, that looked like an error. It was a high chopper. It took a funny hop, and he had to play it kind of at a weird height. Popped out of his glove, but then was able to just kind of drag it along with his hand and then pick it up and throw over in time to make a big play. That's a big out to get there.
First pitch for Overtop's not going to be a pitch. Perkins turns and checks Elliott. No one there, though. Doan's communicating with his outfielders. Doan's at second. Daniel getting a little hype for this 0-0 pitch here. Overtop. First pitch is swung on and hit. Overtop in the right field. Murrison fields it. Elliott comes home. Murrison throwing the plate is cut off, but not cut off. But Elliott scores anyway. 3-3 ball game here as Jimmy Overtop ties it up. A beautiful hit in the right field to score Clark Elliott, who came in from second. 3-3 as Michigan adds on to what's been a successful offensive fifth inning. As Tito Flores comes to the plate with 2 out and 1 on. Overtop seems like he does it time and time again, coming up clutch in situations where you need him to be. And he showed why right there.
What's some big-time hitting there from Overtop with 2 outs. Little end of the bat single to right field. Absolutely needed it. That's one that Coach Eric Baca just got to be pumped about. Tie this game up here in the bottom of the 5th at 3-3. Just big-time hitting. Put it in play.
First pitch for Flores is outside, 1-0.
Because as I mentioned, that was kind of off the end of the bat. It certainly wasn't his purest hit. He didn't, catch the barrel, and now Indiana's sending some guys to the bullpen. But had to get Perkins out of this game, and that was a big step in doing so.
Bullpen catcher Alec Bolanowski into the bullpen to catch some warm-ups from some of the relief pitchers for the Hoosiers. Flores 1-1, 2 outs, 3-3 ball game here, bottom 5. Overtop just scored Elliott from second. He's on first. Perkins still pumping heavy here on the mound. The 1-1 to Flores is popped up. Center field, right fielder comes in. Murrison, nice play there to end the inning. Michigan scores 2, ties the ball game. That could be the last that we see of Jack Perkins. Struggled a bit there. Pitch count is a bit high. Due up for Indiana, it's going to be Matheson, Tibbetts, and Alice. It looks like O'Halloran comes out for another inning. As we go here to the top of the 6th between the Hoosiers and the Wolverines, first of a 3-game series. Indiana sitting at 20-24, 6-9 in the Big Ten. Michigan 23-18, 9-6 in the Big Ten. Michigan reserves stretching out in the outfield, staying active. A bit of a hula hoop contest as well here for the younger fans in the audience. O'Halloran stays on the mound for the Wolverines at 88 pitches thrown here tonight. He's given up 5 hits, 3 runs, all 3 of which have been earned. 2 walks and 8 strikeouts, so known for his ability to rack up strikeouts quickly, sometimes at the cost of some big hits, specifically with Hunter Jesse, the left fielder who's had O'Halloran's number here today, 3 for 3. Started off the Hoosiers with their first hit. That had an absolute bomb to right field and what was one of the deepest home runs I've ever seen attending a game here at Ray Fisher Stadium. And his third at-bat, a nice double down the right field line to score a Hoosier. It was part of a very, very nice top 5th inning for Indiana. Michigan responds in the bottom of the 5th, though, with 2 runs of their own. Sac fly scored Ted Burton, and then single scored Clark Elliott from Jimmy Overtop. 3-3 here. Top 6 we go. Connor O'Halloran pitches to Matheson. Ball 1 is outside. Matheson this year, Carter Matheson, hitting .262. He's 0 of 2 today. Check the swing, didn't matter. It was the strike, 1-1.
Yeah, O'Halloran certainly had Matheson's number today.
The 1-1. Just high and outside. Overtop tried his best to frame that one. Count moves to 2-1. Obertop visiting O'Halloran at the mound. 2-1 here.
Yeah, O'Halloran's at an 88 pitch count. I think he's probably on the you have to just get everybody out count. Where if it's a walk or it's a hit, depending on the circumstances, he's probably done. There's still no action in the Michigan bullpen, however, so maybe they'll be riding him a little bit longer, or maybe it's just the confidence that Coach Eric Bakich has in his pitcher O'Halloran.
Foul first base line on the 2-1 makes it 2-2. Matheson standing in 0 for 2 today as O'Halloran works. Pitch count is now at 90. Next pitch is a ball, makes the count full. Michigan defense plays Matheson the pole. 3 players on the right side of the infield. Here's almost the full count. Matheson swing. It's a drive. Right field high, and that one's also gone. Almost just as deep as Jesse's, as Matheson's dinger puts the Hoosiers up 4-3. And that was a confident swing for a hitter that was facing a full count. And Shirley, Michigan, action now in the bullpen is number 48. Noah Rennard is in the bullpen for the Wolverines now, warming up, and it's got to be a blow to O'Halloran and a Michigan team that tied the game up just a half inning before, as Matheson takes O'Halloran deep for the 3rd Hoosier home run of the game, and that one was deep. Tibbetts now stands in. First pitch is going to be a fly ball foul, right side, 0-1. You just got to wonder, how many strikeouts O'Halloran gets, if that might come back to bite him with this style of pitching. The amount of strikes he throws his fastballs.
Yeah, especially with the fastball kind of in the low 90s. But it's really been the slider that's just kind of been hanging over the plate that these Indiana hitters have feasted on. And that ball was hit pretty hard to right field. It didn't have much on Hunter Jesse's home run from earlier, but it did bang off that building out there in right field. And O'Halloran's got to be kicking himself a little bit there.
The 1-1 for Tibbetts is in for a strike, 1-2. Hoosiers lead 4-3.
That was an example of the slider that's over the plate, that's in there for a strike. But if you're Indiana and you keep seeing that, you're going to take advantage of it like they have with these home runs.
The 1-2 for Tibbetts. Inside, ball dropped by Obertop, makes it 2-2. Hoosiers lead 4-3, top 6 here at Ray Fisher Stadium. First of 3 games between the Hoosiers and the Wolverines. O'Halloran quickly into the 2-2. Ball is fouled off.
But how about the response from Indiana?
Yeah.
Michigan scores 1 in the bottom of the first. They add 1 in the top of the second and then continue to pile it on in the top of the third. Michigan scores 2 in the bottom of the fifth to tie the game. They add 1 right back in the top of the sixth. And it's really been the work of the solo home run. So excellent job battling by the Indiana offense.
The 2-2, ball is barely fouled back. Looks like it caught the inside part of the bat there. Number 10 once again delivering some baseballs to our umpire, Rick Allen. Cody Hutnick, the freshman, doing his freshman-like duties. He's doing it quite well. It's his second time he's run him out there, and both very efficient. The 2-2, it's going to be high, makes it full. Tibbetts 0 for 1 today, struck out in the second, walked in the fourth. 3-2 for him here. Matheson with the home run before extended the Hoosier lead to 1. 3-2 is high, a walk for Tibbetts, and surely there has to be some sort of growing concern for O'Halloran here. It's been a home run and a walk to start the 6th.
And that should speed up the process in the Michigan bullpen. You see Eric Bakich look over there and give the little, hey, let's go finger, especially with Matthew Ellis, who had a home run in the top of the second up. O'Halloran's starting to that pitch count's now at 102, so he's been working hard today, and here comes the pitching coach. Yeah, this is a good move, I think, here by Michigan.
So pitching coach coming out to the mound.
Yeah, he'll take a slow walk out there, let the bullpen
Yep.
loosen up a little bit more, and then make the change. You can see O'Halloran looking out there. And
it's interesting to see who they go with here. It looks like they have two guys warming up for Michigan. Mentioned one of them being Renner earlier. Noah Rennard. Interestingly enough, on our first call together, Daniel, Rennard was the starter.
He was
the starter. Now he
had a solid outing too.
Yeah,
he kept Dayton in check. Now coming out of the pen, so he's a senior, experienced guy. Really, just his job when he comes in, which it looks like he's going to at some point. Although
umpire
there
telling,
seems to be they've made a little bit of a change down there, the bullpen. There seems to be somebody. It's hard to see because he's standing kind of behind a pole from our angle. But there seems to be somebody else getting loose down there.
There's two of them
down
there.
Well, yeah. Indiana also is in the bullpen, so it looks like we're getting to the interesting part of the game here. And it's been talked about a little bit on these WCBN broadcasts, but the Michigan bullpen is come under question, and they've been challenged this year, and that's going to be interesting to watch for sure.
Matthew Ellis now to the plate for the Hoosiers, homered in the second to put Indiana on the board. Struck out in the fourth, though, as O'Halloran came back nicely, took the first pitch for a ball. The 1-0 for Ellis. Low, another ball, 2-0 now. Tibbetts on first after the walk. Indiana started this inning off with a Matheson home run to give them the lead. 4-3 they lead here. They have 6 hits in this ballgame to Michigan's 4.
Yeah, you can see O'Halloran slowing down the pace a little bit to get the bullpen warmed up, but you wonder if that's messing with his overall rhythm as he checks over at first, but runner's back in safely, but seems to be just kind of out of sorts here in the top of the 6th.
Ellis, the catcher, hitting .277 on the year. Here's the 2-0, makes it 3-0. So surely that concern continues to grow. As we've been to do this inning, a home run, a walk, and now a batter to 3-0 count. Quick check back at first. That ball almost got away from the first baseman, Dylan Stanton. Did a nice job to recover. 3-0 here for Ellis. Tibbetts on first. Tibbetts short lead off first. Pitches in for a strike, so 3-1. Remember, last time there was a 3-0 count, it was on Michigan batter Clark Elliott, and instead of the traditional take, he hit an RBI single. Ellis clearly not employing the same strategy. With a growing pitch count on O'Halloran, here comes the 3-1. Swung on, and a pop fly in the infield. Looks like Obertop is going to be under it. He'll make the catch. Huge out there for Michigan and O'Halloran to retire Ellis, who was up 3-0. Tibbetts stays put at first, as Dones now comes up. It looks like O'Halloran. Here comes Bakich. It looks like O'Halloran, his day will be done. 4 runs given up for him through 5.33 repeating innings.
5 1/3, yeah. 16 outs from O'Halloran. The 3 solo shots is what's really going to kill his mood after today, but
Michigan's still in the game.
Looks like Michigan's gone to number 20. Willie Weiss, the senior right-hander.
Willie Weiss, he's the senior, as Daniel said, will come to the mound for the Wolverines. O'Halloran getting high fives from his teammates, as well as the Michigan faithful.
Good applause there from the crowd.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a pretty good crowd here today. As we wait for Willie Weiss to warm up, but
and Weiss sporting the blonde. Looks like it could be a mullet, but we don't have the best view from here.
Yeah, he's got the glasses. He's got the look of I throw
Just the
heat.
look, the 80s pitcher look.
Yeah.
Only thing that's missing, he's got the glasses you said. I was going to say, only thing missing is the sports goggles.
Yeah.
Looks like he has that box checked, though.
He does have that box checked. Willie
Weiss, that shirt is, those pants are tucked in high. Sporting that traditional 80s look, I love it. Pumping heat. Looks like Michigan's infield will remain the same as well as their outfield. 4-3 Indiana leads.
Weiss will be making his 15th appearance on the year. No wins, 2 losses, an ERA of 6.98. And this is what we've talked about a little bit on some previous WCBN broadcasts, is this back end of the Michigan bullpen has some question marks. And obviously Willie Weiss, the senior, should be one of the leaders out there. But they've also got Noah Rennard in the bullpen. And this is some big moments here for Michigan. This is a game that they are still in, very much so. They've got Indiana, they're only down 1, top 6. The Bats just scored 2 runs here, but, Indiana got one right back, and now they've got a runner on first, and this inning's kind of taken a while, and they've probably cooled down the Bats a little bit. So, excellent response from Indiana, but honestly, some poor pitching and timing there from Michigan. That would have been a great chance to kind of reestablish the momentum they had started this game with.
Starting up to the plate for the Hoosiers, Tyler Dones, the second baseman, as Weiss, first pitch is a ball high. Remember, Tibbetts at first, 4-3 ball game. Indiana leads, 1 out. Here in the top of the 6th, where Indiana has regained the lead with a home run. 1-0 is high again, 2-0 here. So the pitching struggles, at least in the short term, continue for Michigan.
Yeah, not what you want to see coming out of the bullpen, throwing 2 balls on your first 2 pitches. You should be finding the zone here, trying to get ahead of hitters, especially like Dones, who already has a double in this game.
The 2-2 is checked on. Home plate umpire says he went. Looks like he did. 2-1 now, as Weiss comes back nicely. Tibbetts at first, Weiss on the mound for Michigan. Infield plays straight up. Dones fouls it, first base line, foul.
Yeah, he's late on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball there as he fouls it back.
2-2.
The runner went, and the pitch went through the legs of Obertop. Kind of a wild one there from Willie Weiss. Runner's now on second. 1 out. 3-2 count here. Had a little commentary switch up. Owen started coughing a little bit, so hopefully get some water, clear his throat. He'll be right back. The runner on second. Tyler Dones at the plate. Had that double off the top of the wall earlier, trying to add to Indiana's lead. They're up 4-3 here in the top of the 6th. 1 out, 3-2 pitch. Willie Weiss on the mound for Michigan. Fires. Fouled away by Dones.
Sorry about that. We're back, though. Dones. Thanks for filling in there, Daniel. Dones, full count for him now, as Tibbetts stole second on the wild pitch, the pass ball, rather. 1 out here, full count for Dones. Weiss pitches and swinging a miss. Dones is retired. Weiss, way to come back and get him after starting that count down 2-0.
A little head nod from Willie Weiss. How about it?
He's pumping in those fastballs, man.
Yeah, man. And that was something. Little K, a little strikeout. Big time out. He knows it. Gives a little head nod. He understands the importance. Willie Weiss, the senior, he's been here before.
The shortstop, Evan Goerforth, steps up to the plate for the Hoosiers. First pitch is swung on and missed. Remember, Tibbetts at second, so still in scoring position. 2 outs here. Weiss looking to retire Goerforth.
If I didn't know Goerforth was a freshman, I could probably guess.
Yeah, quite the baby face for him. No beard.
Well, yeah, the baby face, but also just like the way he's played. He just looks a little like... Not exactly sure what it is. It's not timid or scared, but there's definitely a sense of... He doesn't have that like swagger or confidence as he takes a ball up and in that you see some of these senior players have. It'll come. I mean, obviously he's very talented if he's in this Indiana lineup as a freshman, and he'll have plenty of time to develop. But just something I thought I'd point out.
Yeah. Goerforth takes the third pitch of the at-bat for a ball. It's going to be 2-1. Hit 273 on the year. Grounded out in the second. Base on balls in the fifth. 2 outs here for Willie Weiss, the reliever. The 2-1 to go forth is inside, but it hits him.
Ouch.
Right on the rear end.
Yeah. It's one you jog off on your way to first.
Definitely when you jog off. I think that one just got away from Weiss. And, it's an unfortunate one that does get away from Weiss. 2 strikes. Chance to put Goforth away to end the inning. Instead hits him. Runners on first and second now. As Samuel Murrison, the right fielder, stands in. He's 0 for 2 today. 2 strikeouts. So things looking good for Weiss. Possible man to retire. Murrison, 243 on the year. Hitting 200 when there are 2 outs. First pitch is in for a strike to Murrison. Good start for Willie Weiss.
Yep, big start there for Willie Weiss. He needed that. Get ahead of the batter here, especially after plunking somebody.
Yep.
The at-bat before. It's critical out here. Michigan can't afford to go behind very much farther, especially if their bullpen continues to be as weak as it is.
Strike makes it 0-2. As Weiss pumps it in there at 87. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Hoosiers lead 4-3. We're here in the top of the 6th inning at Ray Fisher Stadium. Willie Weiss for the 0-2. It's going to be a ball. Makes it 1-2. Good stop there by Jimmy Obertop. Already had a pass ball this inning. That's how Tibbetts got to second. Goforth got hit by a pitch. He's at first.
Tibbetts has 4 stolen bases. Not saying he's going to steal one here, but a single should be able to score him, even though the first baseman is on second. Typically, some bigger first baseman out there, but
ball is hits the third baseline. Nice play there by the third baseman.
Matt Fry. Excellent hops.
Yeah, Matt Fry. Hopped up in the air. Wasn't a liner. Kind of a soft liner, if you will. Fry hopping up in the air like he's Michael Jordan.
Making a solid play there. It, kind of took a hop off the turf, and he had to kind of jump up, catch it, beat the guy to the bag, and good job there by Weiss to control the damage despite the kind of wildness. And he certainly helped out his pitcher, O'Halloran, who left the game in that inning after 5 1/3.
Perkins remains on the mound for the Hoosiers.
Well, he has only gone 5 innings. I mean, he's at 87 pitches, so that's certainly something to keep an eye on. That Indiana bullpen more active than a Walmart on Black Friday.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. They got at least 8 bodies back there. I don't know. 4 of them are on the fence just watching. But
maybe a Best Buy on a Black Friday.
Yeah. The mall.
In comparison, the mall.
Yeah.
I mean, the dugout has like 10 guys in it now. I mean, there's obviously 9 on the field, maybe 10, 11 on the field, and then there's 8. And you hear all that screaming and yelling. That's the Michigan faithful jumping up and down for some mini baseballs.
The younger portion of the Michigan faithful.
Yeah. It's been a good crowd out here today. Had some people asking me how many are here. It's tough to say. It's over 100 for sure.
Oh, 100% over 100.
150, 200, something like that. It's been a solid, good crowd. They've seen a pretty good game, and it looks like they're going to be in for a good finish.
Bertram steps in for Michigan. The shortstop. 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout coming in the first and fourth innings respectively.
All right, so Indiana responded to Michigan. Let's see if Michigan can respond back.
The lefty steps in, takes the first pitch for a ball outside, 1-0. Perkins still pumping in the 6th inning. Bottom 6, Indiana leads 4-3. Quickly into the second pitch, Perkins in for a strike, 1-1.
That was a beautiful backdoor slider there. Kind of started on the outside of the plate, right where that outside fastball was on the first pitch, and simply just broke back across the plate and into the strike zone, and Bertram had no chance, just watched it go by.
Here's the 1-1. Inside. Strike is called, though. That inside fastball continuing to be called by home plate umpire.
Yeah, he's loved that inside zone. I kind of, even for bat, like lefty, righty,
Yeah.
doesn't matter which side of just the inside part, he's been given that call.
Yep. Strike 3 as Bertram goes down looking.
That's a very disappointing at bat by Riley Bertram, the senior. You're a leader on this team. It's time to make this comeback, and you just watch a fastball that goes right over the outside corner. I mean, even from my point, I thought that was a strike.
Yeah, that was most definitely a strike.
I mean, pretty much the entire ball caught the plate.
Yeah, no matter the umpire, it's going to be called a strike every time, and you're taught to protect, and obviously that message didn't get through well enough as Dylan Stanton steps in. First pitch is check swung on for a strike. It's like a lot of hesitancy on that swing. Stanton walked in the second, lined out in the fourth.
Doesn't play much, but his average is pretty good.
Yep.
Imagine if he keeps that up, he'll start getting into the lineup a little bit more.
Hitting .333 on nearly 40 at-bats. Perkins readying for the 0-1. In there for a strike. Michigan continues to take strikes down in the count.
And props to Jack Perkins, too. This was not an easy start to this game. It's a pretty rocky road, but he stayed with it. Found something here in these last couple innings, and I know Michigan put up a 2-spot in the 5th as he deals.
Ground ball, shortstop. Play is made there. Nice play there by Goforth, throwing it over to Tibbetts.
The freshman proving me wrong.
It was a bouncer, but it was a good play, great play.
It was a high chopper to the right side. He kind of had to run over there, set his feet, make a good throw, and he missed the throw in the perfect spot for the one hop. So it was an easy play for the first baseman, Brock Tibbetts, on the scoop. Well done by the freshman. I'm sure his mom would be proud.
Left fielder Joey Velasquez stepping in for the Wolverines. 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts. First pitch is swung on. It's a base hit left side. It's going to roll to the wall. Velasquez extra bases. Went right by the left fielder, Jesse. As Velasquez is in with a double, 2 outs. Like you said, Daniel, is Michigan going to respond? Good response there from Velasquez. Michigan's got to finish the job, though.
Well, yeah, it's both a great response from Michigan, but also from Velasquez, because he had struck out twice today, and it's hard to strike out on. You can't strike out on the first pitch. So why not go up there and be aggressive? And he got a fastball, and we just mentioned Perkins has been throwing a lot of fastballs, kind of in that inside part, good little inside-out swing, and caught the left fielder off guard as it's kind of skipped on this Astro turf out here all the way to the wall, and a stand-up double for Velasquez to kickstart the Michigan offense. And now the home run kid has a chance to take the lead here for Michigan.
First pitch to Kid is inside for a ball. Velasquez at second after the 2-out double. Indiana still leads 4-3. Chance for Michigan here to score, though. Burton hitting slightly higher with runners in scoring position than he does normally. He's hitting .263 with runners at second or third. .253 overall. I want to remind you all that it's Mother's Day this weekend. So be sure to spend time with your mother, your family, express your love for them.
They make it possible, man.
They make it possible.
They really do. Made it possible for all these young men out there today. All the kids in the crowd enjoying themselves. Michigan will be taking on Indiana on Sunday at home.
That's right.
Mother's interested in a little college baseball.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be doing some sort of Mother's Day theme here at the ballpark. The 1-0 for Burton. Inside again, 2-0. Perkins really attacking Burton inside. A little too far for the liking of Rick Allen.
Well, yeah, Rick Allen's been given the inside part of the plate all night. Those ones were a ball and a half inside each. Burton had to get out of the way a little bit, and he's not necessarily a plate crowder, so just missing his spots here a little bit, Perkins.
The 2-0. It's going to be in there for a strike. 2-1. Velasquez at second. Shortstop Goforth playing in the edge of the outfield. Second baseman Dones keeping Velasquez true. Everyone else plays normal. Comes the 2-1 to Ted Burton. Swung on and missed. The home run kid.
Yeah, that was a home run swing right there. It's just a little disappointing. With the runner on second and 2 outs, all you're trying to do is just hit a little single, score the run, tie the game, but it's kind of a big swing there from Burton when really your only job should just be to find a ground ball and find a hole.
2-2 here for Ted. Outside, good discipline there by Burton. Makes the count full. You could tell he wanted to go, but just didn't let him. The inner Bakich and then told him no, so he didn't swing.
It's that coaching.
It's that coaching, man. Velasquez at second, full count for Burton. Here we are, bottom 6, 4-3 Indiana leads. Here's the full count. Ball is swung on. Pop fly. It's going to be left center. Left fielder Jesse coming in on it. Called off by Whalen, the center fielder, who makes the play. Ends the Michigan inning. They were knocking on the door. Indiana said, no, you're not allowed in. Lead remains 4-3 for the Hoosiers.
How about those 6 innings from Jack Perkins? He's probably done after that, but with the way that it started, I mean, he was battling in the first couple innings there with the walks, battling with the Michigan hitters who were certainly putting up a good fight, seeing a lot of pitches, fouling stuff off and fighting, but he really settled in, and that 5th inning, Michigan finally got to him, but found a way to get 3 more outs for his ball club, and now Indiana can turn it over to the bullpen in the 7th, 8th, and 9th as they look to hold on to this 1-run lead. Indiana 4, Michigan 3 as we head to the top of the 7th. Willie Weiss back on the bump for the Wolverines. And we were commenting on his flow, his haircut, his little sports goggles as well. Kind of got that classic 80s look. It's great. Love me some Willie Weiss on the bump. All these pitchers for Michigan moving quickly through these half innings. They have 2 minutes, but they only take about 80 seconds. Now Indiana up at the plate here in the top of the 7th. We've got Bobby Whalen, so the top of the order, the center fielder who just made that play out there. He's 0 for 3 today, all against Connor O'Halloran, though. Let's see if he has any success against Willie Weiss, who sets and fires the 0-0. And it's a fastball in there on the outside corner. Umpire's been a little bit inconsistent about that low and away corner. Gives it there to Willie Weiss, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 from Weiss is low. It was a slider that kind of in the dirt. Good block by Obertop. Whalen laid off. Moves the count to 1-1. Fastball's inside for the 1-1. It misses low and in. Kind of seemed to get a little over on top of that, and that ball kind of moved, tailed in on the hitter Whalen. Kind of got away from Willie Weiss there a little bit. When he's chucking it, it's 94, and it's ripped down the right field line. Whalen hits it into the corner. Elliott chases it down, and Whalen's standing into second. That was a hard hit ball that landed probably 3 feet from the right field line and scampered into the corner. And Whalen himself scampered into second. And it's a lead-off double. And the hottest hitter, the best hitter of the game, comes to the plate in Hunter Jesse. A triple away from the cycle. Will he even get that opportunity, or is Coach Eric Bakich going to give him 4 straight balls with the open bag over at first? And there's a fastball outside, and that might have just answered my question. We will see about the next couple pitches, but I doubt these come anywhere near the strike zone. Put the runner on first and then hope to get a double play here if you're Michigan. If you're Indiana, you're looking to add to your 4-3 lead. Weiss deals the 1-0. Fastball low and away again, and it looks like he's going to be sticking there. And that's probably the smart move with the day that Hunter Jesse has had. An absolute bomb of a home run in the top of the 3rd, a single in the 1st, a double in the 5th, And here he is again in the 7th, and he pops it up, and it's drifting in the shallow left center field. The center fielder is there and makes the play, and that's a big time out. Michigan challenged him, and they were rewarded. Willie Weiss with the big out, and Joe Stewart puts it away in center, and that was critical given the way that Hunter Jesse has hit the ball today. I did not think they would challenge him. That ball seemed to be a little up in the zone, but he was aggressive and popped it out to center, probably a ball. But now we step in, 1 out. Runner on second, nobody on first. Willie Weiss looking with a good bounce back after the first hit of the inning. He misses there, low and away for ball 1.
I'm back again. Thank you to Daniel for filling in for me. 1-0 for Pine here. Whalen on second. Ball is taken outside. It's a 2-0. 1 out here. Top 7. Pine is 0 for 3 today. Ground out in the 3rd. 2-0 is in for a strike. 2-1. Looks like
excellent
Whalen
pitch
doubled.
there from Weiss. Yeah, Whalen hit a double down the line. It was about 3 feet from going foul. It scampered into the corner. Willie Weiss looking to battle around that double here.
2-1 is swung on and hit to the shortstop. Bertram, he dropped it. Goes back to second. Got the out there.
Wow.
Whalen got a little too greedy as Bertram bobbled it at short. Heads up play there as Burton covered second. Whalen couldn't get back in time. Humongous out for the Wolverines here, top 7, to ensure that that Indiana lead stays where it is.
And that's a disappointing out if you're Indiana. Bobby Whalen, ground ball right side. There's no force on it first, so he does not have to go to third. And Bertram made the play and then dropped the ball in the transfer. But Whalen kind of got caught, and then he immediately started to dart back to second, but Bertram wisely threw back and put the tag on him, and Michigan looks like they're going to get out of this pickle now. There's a runner on first, and the first pitch to Matheson's a ball.
Carter Matheson, the third baseman, DH, excuse me, steps into the plate for the Hoosiers. 2 out, 1 on, top 7 is Willie Weiss. Goes and checks the runner, but the ball gets away from the first baseman. A runner takes second. That's Pine. Got away from the first baseman, Stanton. And again, another unforced error for Michigan. 2 outs.
Yeah.
Putting a runner in scoring position for Matheson, who hit a home run his last time up, 6th inning. That was the one that was deep. 2 of them that were deep. That was one of them. The other one coming from Hunter Jesse.
Some sloppy baseball these last few minutes here. The temperature's cooled drastically. I'm not too sure if that's had played any part in this.
The 1-0 is in for the strike to even the count up at 1-1. Matheson at second, 4-3 Hoosiers lead here, top 7, 2 outs. Willie Weiss, the reliever, on the mound, taking over for Connor O'Halloran. Pitched 5 1/3 innings for the Wolverines. Weiss sets. Here's the 1-1. Just outside. Makes it 2-1. Obertop signals to Weiss. Good pitch. Pine at second, the second baseman. Matheson at the plate. Count is 2-1 with 2 outs. Here's the 2-1. Obertop throws back to second. Pitch was in for a ball. Makes it 3-1. Looks like Pine got a little too far off the bag for Obertop's liking.
Yeah.
In other news, Burton at second base. He's pacing the outfield now. A couple steps deep into the outfield. Shortstop Pine also in the outfield. Shortstop, excuse me. Bertram still also in the outfield. Pine's at second right now. The 3-1 is swung on and fouled. Hard hit down the first base line. Makes the count full. Top 7, 4-3 Indiana leads. Full count here on Matheson, 2 outs. Willie Weiss pitching to Carter Matheson, who hit a home run his last time up. The lefty awaits for the full count. Here it comes. Ball 4. Runners on first and second now for the Hoosiers. Some life brewing here in the 7th.
Yep. If you're Willie Weiss, it's not too bad of a walk. Obviously, you'd like to get out of there with
free
Matheson
base, right?
having gone deep in his last at-bat and that free base over there at first. You now get the force out at first, second, or third and the 2 outs. Send Brock Tibbetts up there and a little righty on righty, try and get that ground ball.
Tibbetts hasn't put the ball in play today. He's got a strikeout and 2 walks. First pitch to him is inside. Runners on first and second. Matheson on first. Pine on second. 2 outs here for Willie Weiss in Michigan as they look to get out of this inning. Still down only 1. Michigan with 3 more innings to tie or get a lead in this game.
Oh.
Ball goes behind Tibbetts.
Wow.
Both runners advance. Weiss lost control of that one. So now calls for concern for Michigan and Eric Bakic. Runners on second and third. 2 outs still. Count is 2-0 for Tibbetts, who's drawn 2 walks already in this one.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there from Weiss. He's made some unforced errors here. Kind of some sloppy ball here in the top of the 7th. Seems like everybody's just kind of ready to get to that 7th inning stretch. Also could be because it's a tight game. Getting a little bit colder outside. It's a big deal. As we mentioned before, they're pretty close in Big Ten play and big series on Mother's Day weekend. Got the fans grittying out here.
Shout out Justin Jefferson.
Everybody's trying to make some moves in the league standings, and if you're Michigan, you think you should win these games because you're at home. And if you're Indiana, you're thinking, well, we can steal a couple of these games and kind of keep playing some good ball. I mean, they've won 7 of 9, and Michigan seemed to be giving them some runs here.
Tibbetts awaits the 2-0. Swung on, high fly ball, shallow left field. Left fielder Velasquez coming in and making the play. Looks like he had it lost for a second. Ends up getting the out and ending an inning. Willie Weiss and Michigan come out alive from the top of the 7th. And they remain down 1. Score stays at 4-3. Hoosiers lead. As the 7th inning stretch here in Ray Fisher Stadium commences. We'll see if Jack Perkins, Indiana starter, he's gone through 6. See if he stays out here for the 7th inning. For Michigan, top of the order due up Clark Elliott, followed by Joe Stewart and Matt Fry. Looks like a new pitcher will be on for Indiana. It's going to be a lefty. Not too sure who it is. Can't see his number from here. Mr. Brightside blares over the speakers. For Indiana, it's going to be 18, Grant Holderfield. He's the freshman coming in to relieve Perkins in what was a great start for him. Started off a little rocky, but eventually found his groove. Gave up 3 runs to Michigan. 1 error for Indiana as well, so factor that in. As Holderfield to the mound for the Hoosiers. Throws lefty. Freshman. Top of the order due up for Michigan. Quite the attendance here, and given the bleakness weather-wise of this day. It is a Friday night, but not the ideal weather you'd expect for May. Hovering at about a high of 60 today. It's gotten considerably colder as the game has gone on. Not too cold, though. Most of the players long sleeves under their jerseys, keeping warm. Umpire Rick Allen signals to Holderfield, last pitch here of the warm-ups. As Clark Elliott will step in, the bottom of the 7th. This is where things get real here for both teams. 4-3 Indiana leads. Holderfield on the mound, reliever. Top of the order for Michigan, Clark Elliott, 1 for 3 today. Struck out, lined out, and his last at-bat had a single. And interestingly enough, that single came on a 3-0 pitch. Elliott confident in his abilities and showed why on that at bat. Elliott overall hitting .360 this year. As he steps into the plate, here we go. Bottom 7 here at Ray Fisher Stadium, Holder Field, into the windup. Nice pitch in there for a strike. Started inside, then curved a bit out. One came in at 80. Looked like a curveball. Elliott awaiting on the 0-1, and here it comes. And that's a check swing, goes right to the second baseman, Dones. Easy play for him. Elliott's got speed, but Dones carefully and meticulously gets that out. Elliott check swing that. A little reluctancy on that one, but it looked like maybe if he went all the way through, something could have happened.
Yeah, one of the easier ground balls Dones is going to get in his college career here at the Big Ten D1 level. Little check swing, 5-hopper, right to him. Pretty straightforward there.
Stepping in now is Stewart. It's going to be a ground ball, but it's going to be a single. It went up the middle right over the pitcher's head. And it was one of those soft ones where you don't know if the second baseman or shortstop's going to get it. Stewart hustled it out. He's a slender guy.
It looked, he kind of caught it off the inside part of the bat. Then it took a high hop over the pitcher, Holderfield, who jumped but could not get it. And then it took a funny hop, had some spin on it, and kind of bounced sideways after bouncing over Holderfield. And with Joe Stewart's speed, he's always going to reach first. And
stepping into the plate is Matt Fry from Michigan, 1 for 3. First pitch is in for a strike.
Holderfield's got he's a lefty, and he's got this interesting little 3/4 arm position when he throws. And for lefties like Matt Fry, it's going to be interesting to see how they read it.
Hold the field from the stretch. 0-1. Runner goes. Stewart's in safely at second. Ball goes into the outfield. Stewart was on the ground, though, by the time he realized the ball went to the outfield. He'll stay at second. Big stolen base here for the Wolverines with only 1 out. Fry.
Well, yeah, excellent call by Coach Bakich there. Dialing up the run game a little bit. Joe Stewart now 15 for 16 in stolen bases on the year. And with that kind of speed now, Michigan's just got to get something in the outfield, and they should be able to tie this game up here at 4. And man, oh man, it's looking like we're in for a good finish here.
Oh yeah,
at Ray Fisher Stadium.
The last 3 innings should be fun. Got a nice start here with Stewart taking second after the infield single. Fry in the batter's box now. A little bit of a meeting going on between Bakich and his hitters. Stewart coming over as well from second base. Scampering over is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of a timeout here. They just want to make sure that they're all on the same page. I doubt Bakich is dialing up anything special. I think he's just letting Stewart know on second. All right, here's where the outfielders are. They're playing pretty deep. If you get anything kind of hit pretty shallow, I mean, Holderfield, he's not throwing super hard. Kind of in the 90s, low 90s, which, you know, still pretty hard. But, I mean, Perkins was hitting 95, 96 earlier. So, you know, it shouldn't take you're not going to get the same pop off the bat on the fastball. And if these guys are playing deep, they should know that anything shallow should be able to score you.
1-1 for Fry is a ground ball left side. Third baseman Pine makes the play at first. Stewart stays put at second. One of the last things you want if you're a Wolverine, as now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Good news for Michigan fans, though, is Jimmy Obertop is stepping to the plate. Hit an RBI single in his last at-bat. Chance for another one of those here.
Yeah, some good running there by Stewart to maintain his position on second. Ground ball to third. No force at first, so he didn't have to go. Read it well, got back to second safely, and didn't make it more dangerous on the base paths than it needed to be.
Holderfield works from the stretch, checking Stewart in at second. First pitch is inside for a ball. 1-0 count to Obertop. The lefty freshman on the righty junior here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 outs. 4-3 lead for Indiana. It's been a competitive one all day. Some entertaining moments. Holderfield pitches. Ball is hit down the third baseline. Foul.
Yeah, over top, a little out in front, a little over the top of that pitch. Just kind of hacked those hands. He's expecting fastball, got a little off speed there, and kind of rotated those hands over, started lunging a little bit, fouled it off, but.
Could you say he was over the top of that pitch?
You definitely could. That's kind of where I was going with that.
Made sure. The 1-1 for Obertop is swung on and hit. Right field line's got some air to it, and it's going to be gone. A home run for Jimmy Obertop. Looked like that might have been hitting the wall. The wind said otherwise. Carry it out for a 2-run shot to give Michigan a 1-run lead.
Wow. Some onions from Obertop. What a hit. Big time at bat. We've seen it all day. The wind has been blowing out to the outfield. Dones for Indiana had a double that hit the exact same part of the wall but bounced back in play. Obertop hits it on top of the wall. It's a 2-out home run, 2-run shot. Michigan's up 5-4. This one hit the yellow line, bounced over the wall. And man, oh man, this crowd was ready to explode. And Michigan's got a lead. Can their bullpen hold it? Find out next from Ray Fisher.
And next is right now. As Tito Flores steps to the plate for Michigan after a clutch piece of hitting there from Jimmy Obertop. Holderfield works out of the windup. First pitch is swung on and missed by Flores. Flores 0 for 2 today. Had a walk in the first, grounded out in the third, flew out in the fifth. 2 outs here, 5-4. Wolverines lead, bottom 7. Holderfield into the windup. Nice pitch there. Called a ball. Strike, though. Excuse me. 1-1.
If you're Holderfield, you got to settle down. Realize your offense has been picking you up, picking the pitching staff up all day. Let's just get out of this inning.
1-1 is inside, makes it 2-1. For Tito Flores, hitting .292 on the year. Hitting .310 in 2-out situations, which is the situation he's currently in. Flores awaiting the 2-1. Here it comes. Nice pitch there. It's going to be a ball, though, 3-1. That one broke, but not enough to reach the strike zone. 3-1 here for Flores as Michigan looks to add on to the 2-run inning they've had so far. Here comes the 3-1 inside for a ball. Flores draws a walk, his second of the night.
Yeah, and you could tell Holderfield's a little rattled. All of those fastball misses were inside. He's trying to chuck it. He's trying to throw it harder than he needs to. Kind of getting outside of his zone here. And, I mean, what a big hit by Jimmy Obertop. It seems like Michigan's bats have been quieted since that first inning, and they had that spark in the fifth. And now with 2 outs, Obertop hits it on top of the wall, and it bounces out. And now Michigan's got a lead, even though it's felt like it's been Indiana's game ever since they took the lead in the third.
Holderfield checks Flores at first. Stepping to the plate now is Riley Bertram, 0 for 3 today. First pitch is outside for a ball. 5-4 Wolverines lead here, bottom 7, 2 outs. Grant Holderfield came on in the 6th to relieve starting pitcher Jack Perkins. Dancing at first is Flores as Bertram takes ball 2 inside.
Another inside miss from Holderfield. You can tell it's a big-time Big Ten game, and the freshman's getting a little rattled, and the Michigan faithful putting on the wave. They can feel this wave of emotions, the wave of momentum switching to their side.
2-0 is fouled on the first base line. Makes it 2-1. Bertram 0 for 3 today, 260 on the year. Flores at first after the walk. Obertop hit a 2-run shot a couple batters before to give Michigan the 1-run edge. And that's where we're at right now, 5-4. How many home runs have there been tonight? 4?
I believe that is true. 3 solo home runs by Indiana. The 2-run shot by Jimmy Obertop, which just got over the top of the wall. Over the top of the wall.
You think how much did of a factor you think the wind has been in that?
It's been critical.
High number of home runs.
It's been. I mean, it was one of the things I pointed out from the jump is that this wind is blowing out to the outfield. It's started kind of in left center, and now it's moved its way over to right field, and Overtop was directly kind of in right field. The first home run by Ellis by Indiana was just over the wall as well. It just felt like it carried out, and the other two by Indiana were bombs, especially Hunter Jesse's. But that Overtop one, that wind, switching kind of to right field has been critical.
We're now at a 3-2 count. Full count for Riley Bertram. As Holderfield looks to put him away. Flores at first with 2 outs here. Big pitch coming up here for Holderfield. See if he can get out of this inning. Checks Flores at first. Flores essentially walking back to the bag. No threat. Flores in the year 2 for 4 in terms of stolen bases. Bertram awaits for the 3-2. Here it comes. It's going to be inside, checking first base, and they called him out on the check.
Wow.
Didn't look like Bertram went. Eric Bakic takes a couple steps out from the dugout. Looks like he's going to stay where he is. Looking like he's trying to talk to the home plate umpire.
Yeah.
Certainly didn't look like he went. If you're the catcher, though, for Indiana, you'll take anything you can get. Matthew Ellis checking down at first. That was a big call right there. He could come back to haunt Michigan later in this game.
Certainly was. And critical. From up here, it did not look like he released the bat. Did not look like he extended the arms, but we'll kind of get, umpire. It's a quick call, I'll say. It's a tough call to make as a first base umpire because everything's happening so fast at this level, and if it looks like those hands kind of cross a certain part of the plane, just going to be an auto call, and tough for Michigan, but hey, Overtop got the 2 runs that they need, and now it's up to that bullpen that's struggled all year. This thing's far from over, folks. Michigan's 6 outs away, but
tell me about that bullpen, Daniel.
Could be a rocky road. Well, so they brought in their best guy here, Noah Renard. We talked about him a little bit earlier. He's gotten a start. He's 4-1 on the year, 4 point something earned run average, a little over 4. So critical for him to get ahead in the count and really put the pressure on because now the pressure's on. Indiana's got 6 outs to play with here, and they're down, and they haven't been down like this since the first inning. They've really been in control of this game, and the fact that Michigan is winning kind of speaks to their fight, their belief in the bats, and kind of just baseball as a whole and how quickly it can change. The score can change, but Indiana's been battling all day. They've responded to every Michigan punch. Let's see if they've got another response here, but they don't have a lot of time to punch back. But let's see if Ellis can get him started here.
Stepping in for the Hoosiers, is catcher Matthew Ellis. Started off the fiesta in the second inning with a solo shot. Took a strike to start this at-bat. Hasn't gotten on base since. Noah Renard on the mound for the Wolverines. Sports a 4.22 ERA. See how far he goes for Michigan. Second pitch is swung on and fouled. Chopper down the first base line.
I think with Michigan's bullpen struggles, I'd say this is Renard's till the end. I think this is all right, Renard, you're getting us 6 outs or we're losing. Unless the bats do something incredible. So
strike 3 against Ellis. Swung and missed. Go ahead.
That's an excellent start. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but this is Noah Renard's game. I think he knows it. He's a senior. He understands how big this game is and how critical it is to not only this weekend but also going further in the Big Ten tournament and then potentially the NCAA regional stuff. So this is a big game for Michigan, and Renard knows that as a senior, and he's making the most of it through one batter here.
Second baseman Tyler Dones takes the first pitch for a ball. 1 out here, top 8. Noah Renard pitching for the Wolverines. He's the third pitcher tonight. Michigan leads 5-4. The 1-0 to Dones. Looked like it might have hit him. Don't think it did, though.
And if you think about it, this game truly is a game of inches. Dones in the second inning hit one in the same spot.
Yep.
as Obertop, and it just took a big hop and stayed in play, whereas Obertop's maybe probably went an inch further and kicked out of play over the wall. And that's the difference between, that's a 3-run swing if those balls go the other way. Maybe a 2-run swing if those balls go the other way, and Indiana's only down a run.
The 2-0 to Dones is swung on. Looks like it was fouled. Chopper behind the plate. Didn't gain much steam.
Yeah, we call that a chop.
Call that a chop for Chapo. Count moves to 2-1. Tyler Dones, he's 1 for 3 today. Had a double in the second. Has grounded out and struck out since. Third pitch is hit down first base line. Good fielding play there by Stanton.
Yeah,
quickly covers the bag for the second out.
Yeah, that was really well done. It's kind of a popped off the bat of Dones, and the first hop kind of skidded across this Astro turf and kind of came up on Stanton maybe quicker than he was expecting, but kind of ranged to his left, stayed low, and made a nice play.
Goforth steps in for the Hoosiers. First pitch is in for a strike. 2 outs here. Excellent start for Noah Rennard, the relief pitcher for the Wolverines.
And if you're Rennard, this is exactly how you've envisioned this first couple at batters here.
Rennard, like O'Halloran, working at a nice pace.
Good strike 2 there.
Yep, quickly up 0-2. 2 outs, 5-4 Wolverines lead here, top 8. Rennard on the 0-2. Just outside, took it for a ball. Was Goforth. Goforth tonight. Grounded out in the second, walked in the 5th, got hit by a pitch in the 6th. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss as Noah Rennard disposes quickly of Indiana in the top of the 8 as we move to bottom 8 as Michigan looks to gain some insurance on their 1-run lead. For the Wolverines, Dylan Stanton, Joey Velasquez, and Ted Barton due up in the 8th.
Big time there from Rennard.
Yeah, good pitching from him. Probably the best inning we've seen from any pitcher.
Probably
right?
the cleanest 3 outs we've seen from a pitcher this evening. And it came right after Michigan had retaken the lead in the game that they frankly have been not in control of the entire time. So to be able to be up 5-4 and then kind of further, establish themselves and have their best pitching inning of the night with Rennard there, the senior, leading the charge, getting the puppies organized.
Shout out to Bill Raftery.
Yes, sir. Bill Raftery, one of the best in the business.
One of the best in the business. Different sport.
Of all time, probably.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No question.
But
inspirations to people like us.
I will say, though, with this game, and with this wind, Michigan's they should want to add a run here. If you look at who's up for Indiana, you got the bottom and then the top of the order. You got Samuel Morrison, Bobby Whalen, and then Hunter Jesse. So this is a critical spot here for Michigan. If they can add another run and make sure that Hunter Jesse himself can't kind of tie this game in the top of the 9th, that would be critical and a big kind of step. And I think they can do it. Holder Field's been solid. He's thrown strikes, but nothing that I haven't seen anything that's uber special from him. I think he just pounds the zone and he hits spots. And I think Michigan certainly should be capable of tacking on another run here in the bottom of the 8th and trying to add to their 5-4 lead.
Dylan Stanton steps in for the Wolverines, the first baseman. As Holderfield remains on the mound, first pitch is taken down the third baseline foul. Nice aggressiveness there from Stanton. He's 0 for 2 today. Walked in the second, lined out in the 4th, and grounded out in the 6th. Michigan leads 5-4 here, bottom 8. Grant Holderfield stays on the mound for the Hoosiers after giving up 2 runs last inning to Michigan in the form of a Jimmy Obertop 2-run shot to right field. And the windup is Holderfield. Stanton takes it for a strike, evens the count at 1-1.
I just missed that inside corner that the home plate umpire's been given all night. So good eye there from Stanton.
The 1-1 swung on. Stanton taking the left field. Is this one going to go? And it does. Wow. Dylan Stanton takes it all the way to the softball field. Home run for the Wolverines. And right as we said coming into the inning, it's big time. Extends Michigan lead to 2. 6-4 Wolverines.
Needed that, and home run number 5 total in this game, and I talked about the wind. And
wow, yeah.
Man, that has come to fruition today. There have been a lot of home runs. That was a Stanton line drive there that just kept carrying. And like I said, it was an inside pitch from Holderfield, 87 miles an hour, and you're Stanton, you just turn on it and deposit it over the left field fence. But big time hitting here by Michigan down the stretch, and that certainly added a little bit of comfort if you're Noah Renard, knowing that if when you face Hunter Jesse, you have a little bit of you have some leeway there. So
Jake Marty is going to pinch hit for Velasquez. Holderfield works to Marty. First pitch is in for a strike. Marty for Michigan, a junior outfielder. Here comes the 0-1, bounces in for a ball. 1-1 here to Marty.
And you can tell this is a big spot for Holderfield. As a freshman coming on some big Big Ten games, and he's thrown some strikes, but they've been a little too hittable, unfortunately.
Marty looking for his second hit of the year. He's currently 1 for 15 in a bit of a slump.
Yeah, I think we actually saw that hit against Dayton.
We might have, yes.
About 7 weeks ago.
Yep.
Kind of tells you where Jake Marty is in the rotation, but big opportunity for him here to get on base and add some more to this Michigan lead. Oh.
1-2 is taken for a strike. Marti goes down looking.
That was some
we'll see if Bakic regrets the decision to pinch in for Velasquez.
That was some filth there from Holderfield. My goodness, that thing broke quite a bit. I thought it was outside, and then right at the end it snapped right across the back edge of the plate. That's what we call a backdoor slider, and executed to perfection. Great bounce back after the home run.
Ted Burton stepping into the plate.
Speaking of home runs.
First pitch is down for a ball. 1-0 to Burton, the home run kid, as Daniel and I have dubbed him through these last 2 games. Burton 1 for 3 today. Had a single in the 5th. Second pitch is down also for a ball. Michigan up 6-4 here, bottom 8. Relief pitcher Grant Holderfield has been battered by the Wolverines offense, looking to get out of this one. 2-0 is outside, makes it 3-0 for Ted Burton. More signs of life for Michigan with the top of the order coming up. They'll come up one way or another, either here in the 8th or next inning in the 9th. Given that Indiana ties the game, Michigan holds on to this lead. We might not need them at the bottom of the 9th. Fourth pitch in for a strike makes it 3-1. Burton, unlike Elliott, taking the 3-0. Comes the 3-1. It's outside. Ted Burton draws a 1-out walk.
And that's why you take the 3-0.
There you go.
I mean, if you're hitting 250, as much as you are the home run kid, there's just a difference in level between Ted Burton and Clark Elliott, and certain levels, certain people you give the calls to, certain people you kind of let them go, and looks like Indiana might be making a change here, trying to keep this at a 2-run game, because they know that Hunter Jesse's going to have a chance to come up in the bottom, and there's nothing. Renard the senior is solid, but again, there's nothing spectacular about his game, and the type of dude that Hunter Jesse could certainly do some damage to a pitch from, so you got to just keep it at 2, minimize the damage. That's what he's going out there, calming down his freshman. I mean, that's an 18, 19-year-old kid out there who's battling for his squad, but it ain't easy. I mean, it's a Big Ten environment, Big Ten crowd. The Maize and Blue Faithful are out here tonight, and obviously it's a little nervous about being on WCBN for the first time probably, so.
Who?
Freshman.
Oh, that's right.
Holderfield.
That's right. Holdenfield, he's heard about us, and he wants to perform well. And
certainly does. I can't blame him. I mean, WCBN is. I'm not going to go there. But.
Anyways.
We've certainly enjoyed our times out here.
We have, as we do every time.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, listening.
I've got a call, I believe, Sunday to finish up this series.
Yeah, unfortunately,
so tune in for that.
Fortunately, no WCBN on the broadcast tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Had
some roster difficulties.
Yeah, some difficulties with time conflicts and stuff, but coverage will resume Sunday as Michigan will likely try and either sweep or win the series against Indiana.
Elliott steps to the plate after the break. Burton at first. First pitch is in. Catches the outside corner for strike one.
And that's a good response there. Pitch coach comes out. First pitch back, you want to throw the strike, and you want to throw it right where you want to throw it, and he did exactly that.
0-1 to Elliott. Michigan leads 6-4 here in the bottom of the eighth with one out. Holderfield checks Burton at first. Burton slides in safely.
I was going to say, Burton's got that speed. Stole a base already tonight, 11 for 13 on the year. He does have a pretty big lead over there with one out, leading by 2. Maybe Bakic trying to be aggressive, get something going with a little hit and run here.
Elliott waiting for the 0-1. It's going to be just outside.
Wow.
Just a little odd. Seemed very similar to the
That,
first pitch.
Looked like a strike from up here, but again, he's kind of had that inside tendency, the home plate umpire, and maybe a little high there as well, potentially.
Holderfield works from the stretch. The 1-1 is going to be a check back to Burton. Second time this at bat. Holderfield has checked Burton at first. Burton sliding in again safely. Elliott 1 for 4 tonight. He's got a strikeout, a line-out, ground out, and a single. Hit that single in the fifth. Elliott, one of the best hitters in the Big Ten at .357 on the year with 7 home runs. He awaits the 1-1. It's going to be just outside again. Looks like Holderfield likes that spot where he's pitching to Elliott. 3 very similar pitches in terms of location.
Another exaggerated frame from catcher Matthew Ellis.
Seems to be a common theme tonight for Ellis.
He's it's fun to watch, but it's not going to get you those strike calls there, pal.
2-1 to Elliott. Is taken for a ball, makes it 3-1. Looks like it might have been low.
Yeah. Holderfield needs to throw a strike here because if he walks him, he's done.
Burton at first. Maybe watch him with the 3-1 count.
That's not a bad idea.
See what he wants to do. Holderfield, in terms of playing time, hanging out for dear life in this one. Here comes the 3-1. Elliott beams it to right field, and that one is gone over the scoreboard. Clark Elliott takes Holderfield deep to extend Michigan's lead to 4. Michigan has been beating up on Grant Holderfield, and that's got to be it for him, you would assume. Yeah. Unless Indiana doesn't think they can match Michigan's lead in the 9th, and maybe we'll just ride Holderfield out for safety and conservation's sake. But Clark Elliott, man, he took that one deep. We've had our fair share of deep ones here tonight, but that had to be the deepest.
And just like that, Michigan's got a 4-run lead. That's 5 runs in the past 2 innings. 7 runs in the past 4 innings for Michigan.
Wow.
They've turned it on. The bats have shown up. And like I said, that was a shot to right field. It was deep. Wasn't quite Hunter Jesse deep, but with the wind,
you don't think so? I think Jesse's hit the side of that building. That one went over the scoreboard.
I thought that went to the right of the scoreboard.
You think so?
I think so. It's getting a little dark and it's tough to see. I don't know. Hunter Jesse's was impressive.
That was impressive.
That was just like straight out there, and that hit up. That almost hit the roof.
We'll get a official review. We know BTN, our friends over at BTN Student, you were on the game for the video broadcast. So we might get an official review there, though. Nevertheless, those 2 were deep home runs, and Clark-Elliott's was extremely timely.
Yes, it was.
To essentially, seal the latch on this one.
In theory.
Don't want to speak too soon. One more chance for Indiana, but hey, Michigan still only got 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. They still got time.
Like I mentioned, they certainly were going to want. Obertop's hit was huge. That home run with 2 outs, critical, gave them the lead, switched the momentum right back to the Michigan side, turned the energy switch back on for the crowd. And it, just creeped over the wall, and then it just flipped the switch for these bats, and then Michigan bats, and Holderfield comes in, and then Stanton goes yard, Elliott goes yard, and Now up 8-4, and they've been in control these past 20 minutes, but that's about it. I mean, beside the first inning, in which Indiana bounced back, they've finished the game strong. And we talked a little bit about Michigan's bullpen, but I mean, if you look at it, there's no runs given up from that Michigan bullpen. Yeah. So as kind of rocky as Weiss was, he got out of there with some zeros on the pen, and then Rennert, of course, come in and do a good job of holding everything down. And man, what a comeback here for the Wolverines.
Yeah,
but big time.
What a comeback. Michigan putting up a combined 5 runs in the 7th and the 8th, and we're not even done with the 8th, only a third of the way through.
Got a little Neil Diamond.
Yeah, Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, as Luke Hayden warms up to the legendary song, number 2, ERA at 5.95 on the year. 1.9 walks and hits per inning. It's at 4-0, though, as a record-wise. Giving up 14 runs, 18 strikeouts.
And Michigan this year, they've had to win kind of with their bats. That, like I've mentioned, that bullpen has not been super solid. They've had their struggles there. And when the offense hasn't shown up, they just haven't really had much of a chance to win some games. And today, man, that offense was quiet early, but they stuck with it, got to Indiana's bullpen, and now they're making them pay.
Joe Stewart steps in for the Wolverines. First pitch is in for a strike from the righty Luke Hayden. See if he can do a better job than the last pitcher. Stewart 1 for 2 today. Single in his last at-bat, an inning ago. Checks this one for a strike. Said 0-2 quickly on Stewart. Good start here for Hayden.
Certainly is. You want to come in out of the bullpen and, being down 4, at this point you just got to attack these Michigan hitters and try and get it to your bats as quickly as possible. No need to let Michigan get any more support here.
Stewart down on strikes, swung and miss at an outside pitch. So Hayden quickly disposes of Stewart on 3 pitches. Matt Fry now steps to the plate. The third baseman is 104 today. First hit was a double in the first inning. Fry, 270 on the year. Luke Hayden, good start in his first at-bat, disposed of him in 3 strikes. Fry, first pitch is inside, first ball of Hayden's outing. 8-4 Michigan here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch to Fry is called for a strike. It's going to be 1-1. The 1-1 to Fry. Check swing. It's going to be called a ball. You saw Ellis hold that out there for a while. Tried to make sure,
Well, yeah. I mean, the home plate umpire has been very consistent about not giving that outside pitch. Tried to hold it there, and he just not going to give it today.
The 2-1 chopper to second base. Domes, easy play for him, and he will make it. So Indiana ends a 3-run 8th for Michigan. So Michigan further cushions their lead, makes it 8-4. Noah Rennert, I believe it will be Noah Rennert, looks to finish the job for the Wolverines as we head to the 9th.
Yep, first out of the dugout.
First out of the dugout. He's ready to get back to the dorm, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Or wherever he's living.
Well, obviously, second semester here at University of Michigan just ended about, I would say, a week and a half ago with finals.
Probably graduated.
Senior, yeah. Rennert graduated. If so, congratulations to him. If not, keep doing your thing, baby. Keep pushing. He's surely pushing
Indiana to the brink here, that's for sure.
This
is 5 unanswered runs here by the Wolverines, and it's been the bats that have gotten it going, and the home run ball. It's been so critical to tonight's game, and it's been a fun one. Like I said at the beginning, it kind of set up for some high scores, and we're getting that. 8 runs by this Michigan team is pretty impressive, and bottom of the order here to start for Indiana. Murrison, Whalen, Jesse. So we'll see if they can get these first two guys on for Hunter Jesse to try and do something, and then maybe they can crawl back into this game. But they're going to have to grind it out, and the tall task to get 4 runs in an inning, and especially against one of Michigan's better pitchers who kind of knows at this point, like, all right, they get a hit, but just got to keep pounding the zone and keep hitting the spots, and everything will end up okay.
It'll be Murrison to start the 9th for the Hoosiers. First pitch is in for a strike. Renard picking up right where he left off. Murrison today, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a fielder's choice. Swings at the second pitch, back foul.
And I love exactly what Renard's doing. He's attacking Murrison. He knows he's got 2 strikeouts. It hasn't been his day. Give him those strikes, and, man, Indiana hitters, they're going to be trying to do something, right, because they know they have to. So they're not going to be taking what they're given. And
Renard has Murrison on 3 strikes. Quick work of Murrison.
That was excellent sequence. Fastball, curve. Just no need to mess around. Don't play with your food. Just sit him down, send him back to the bench, and Michigan's 2 outs away here from an impressive win here in this series opener.
The right fielder down on 3 strikes. In steps the leadoff hitter, Bobby Whalen. 1 for 4 today. Had a double in his last at-bat in the 7th. First pitch again in for a strike, and Renard just keeps pumping him in there. He's looked excellent here tonight. Easily been the best pitcher for either side. Second pitch is swung on, foul. Chopper back to the Michigan dugout. Count moves to 0-2. 1 out here. Michigan leads 8-4. Top of the 9th. Last chance for Indiana to try and extend this game. Renard 0-2. Swung to the first baseman, Stanton. Nice play, and it dropped it, though. Renard covering first. You got there, but he dropped the ball from Stanton. Good chance to recover. A couple errors on that play for Michigan. Stanton bobbled the ball, picked it back up, threw it to Renard, who was at first, who then dropped the ball. So Whalen reaches on an error.
Yeah.
It's the second of the night for the Wolverines.
It's interesting how when you see somebody do something, it's easy to do the same thing they just did.
Right.
And you saw Stanton kind of bobble it in transition there, and then kind of Renard had to rush over to first and bobbled it on the catch as well. So,
and we'll see what Michigan wants to do here with Hunter Jesse. Retired him on the last plate appearance by him, but in the previous 3 ones, he reached on base, a home run, a double, and a single. Jesse on the 0-1 fouls it back behind the Michigan dugout. Going to go out of the stadium. 1-1 to Hunter Jesse. We'll see how he fares against Noah Renard. Whalen reached on first, a batter prior on the error. The 1-1 swung on and missed there, and Noah Renard just introduced us to a new Hunter Jesse, one that we haven't met yet today.
The swing and miss
Swing
Hunter
and
Jesse.
miss. Yeah, you don't see that very often. The 1-2 to Jesse. Renard working from the stretch, checking Whalen at first. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Noah Renard with no regard for human life. As Hunter Jesse takes the slow walk of shame to the dugout. Last chance here for the Hoosiers with 2 outs, number 32. It's going to be Josh Pine, third baseman.
Excellent bounce back there by Renard. Little soft base runner allowed there for Whalen, and then come back and strike out the best player of the day.
First pitch
well done
to Pine. It's going to be low for a ball. Tying run for the Hoosiers in the double hole, so he's still got his helmet out of the dugout. So Michigan looking quite good here in the bottom of the ninth. The 1-0 to Pine. Here it comes. Renard swing and a miss from Pine. Evens the count at 1-1.
Just got to keep attacking that strike zone, and I know a strikeout would be cool, but ground ball kind of anywhere gets the job done as well, and Renard's done an excellent job of staying within himself here.
Foul ball on the 1-1 makes it 1-2. Renard tonight, 1.2 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, no hits. 21 pitches in so far for Noah Renard. One, two to Pine. One more strike for the Hoosiers in this one. 1-2 is called a ball. Makes it 2-2. 8-4. Michigan looking to latch the seal here on the Hoosiers. 2 outs. Noah Renard, excellent relieving. He's the third Michigan pitcher we've seen tonight. He hasn't given up a hit. Here comes the 2-2, but high. Makes the count full.
Oh, Guitar's a little jacked up to finish this thing off.
Yeah.
Tried to gas a fastball by him, just couldn't finish it.
Renard with that quick pace. Going to get this over with. 3-2, 2 outs. Here it comes. And swung on, and it's going to be a base hit in between shortstop and third. Left fielder Rogers. That one for Michigan. Quickly gets it in. Whalen advances to second. So Indiana with runners at first and second now.
What a big hit there.
As Carter Matheson, the DH, steps to the plate, the lefty.
Now we're... Sorry, go ahead.
The first hit on Renard, I was going to say.
Yeah. Well, it was now or never time for Indiana, and it'll be... Never will have to wait for at least another pitch here, but still fighting for their lives here. And if you're Michigan, stay calm. Just get a ground ball somewhere or fly ball. Actually, not sure you want to fly ball with the wind up there, but...
First pitch to Matheson is a ball, and all of a sudden Noah Renard looks human.
Yeah, he does. He's starting to miss his spots a little bit. I think just trying to force it here. It was a changeup that he tried to coax Matheson to swing at, but got to be careful. Got to be careful with leaving a fastball in the strike zone here.
Big swing and a miss there for Matheson. Evens the count at 1-1. Pine at first after the single. Whalen reached first, advanced to second. On the Pine hit. 1-1 here for Matheson. 2 outs, bottom 9. Michigan still up 8-4. Comes the 1-1. Big swing and a miss. Makes it 1-2.
Yeah, I think Matheson's trying to do a little too much. He's trying to get 3 runs back when they still need 4. I think he's just got to try and get a knock here. That was a home run swing. And in reality, you got to just try and work it together and then just piece something together and let the tying run take those big swings. And
the 1-2 is a ball low. Obertop very safely stopping that to ensure no one advances.
I know Matheson's got some pop, but I mean a home run and they're still down 1, right? So it's like trying to do too much instead of just taking what the pitcher's giving you. I think is costing Indiana right now.
Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, checked it. Oh, he didn't go, though, according to the third base umpire, Andy Joseph. That one was close.
Looked like a good call to me. I mean, he went farther than I think Bertram did in that one time when he got caught, but different umpires here, and I think that was the right call, but another presser pitch here.
Count is once again full. It was full for the last batter. Now it's full for this batter, Matheson. Here it comes. Swung on. Ground ball, middle of the field. Shortstop. Bertram making the play, and he does. Michigan, the slight scare in the 9th, proved to be no concern as they get it done here in the first of 3 from Ray Fisher Stadium. They win this one 8-4. The Bats were on fire today. 5 home runs? 4?
5 home
runs total between these two teams. And if this is what we're going to get off series, boy, we're in for a treat. Michigan wins at 8-4 from Ray Fisher Stadium after a 3-hour affair between the Hoosiers and the Wolverines. No coverage from WCBN tomorrow, but we do on Sunday. It should be a great weather day Sunday, so tune in for that one.
And happy Mother's Day on Sunday.
Happy Mother's Day.
Excellent job by the Wolverine Bats. Coming alive late here tonight and getting the job done against a Hoosiers team that they really should be taking care of if they want to consider themselves some serious contenders in the Big Ten. And came in, did the job, got a good outing from Connor O'Halloran, and really just battled. They battled well. And I thought Indiana battled pretty hard too, but Michigan kind of took advantage of the weak bullpen that Indiana provided, and really solid job there for Michigan, and a big win to kick off this home opener of this series.
Michigan wins at 8-4 in the first of 3 from WCBN Sports. Sports. This is Owen Klein along with Daniel Olson signing off. Thank you for tuning in, and go Blue.